Hello, welcome to episode 202 of Floating Through Film. It is your host, Luke, and today we are saying goodbye to the John Ford series by doing two of his most popular movies, those being The Searchers and The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Two of his most popular and also two of his most written about and talked about films, which I mean is interesting. I guess probably a big reason why is they're both westerns, and they also both star John Wayne. And I guess Man Shall Live also has Jimmy Stewart too. Um, yeah, interesting. Excited to talk about it. Before we get into it, though, let me introduce my co-host Blake
What's up?
and Danny.
Hello.
All right. So yeah, what? Why do you guys think these two are his most written about, or just talked about, most popular in general? Is there a
I mean,
specific?
let me put it this way. Uh, if you ask a common person who maybe knows a little bit about movies, maybe not nowadays, but maybe an older person, if they heard the name John Ford, what would they first think of?
Yeah.
Is westerns,
Yeah,
and I feel like that's a huge reason why these two are his most popular.
definitely.
But
Okay.
I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that's
I
one
kind of,
reason, at least.
yeah, I kind of set like that in the star power for me.
I mean, those go
Um,
hand in hand.
yeah, for sure. Um,
Well, it's got the classic, just like Fort Apache thing, where it's like it's both the myth and the demyth, or the demythologizing it. So, because it can go
yeah,
either way how you view this. Like anyone can have a different reading of
For the
yeah,
searchers, I 100% agree with you. I think
it.
the man who shot Liberty Valance is it's almost complete demythalization. Almost it feels like. I guess
No,
Tom
yeah,
Donovan's still kind of a hero. He is like you can still say that, uh, but it feels a little more bleaker than the Senator.
yeah, for
Still is kind
sure.
of like I can still see someone like rooting for Ethan almost. You know what I mean?
Or
it's made pretty clear how much of a racist he is.
he
Like
kind of cancels him at the end too.
yeah, by leaving him out of the house,
Yeah, by leaving him in the to wander the
but he
desert.
still gets the hero shot. You know,
No, yeah, that's
the
the
hero.
great kind
That's
of
what I'm saying.
tension.
Yeah,
That's the tension in the
exactly.
movie.
Yeah.
So no, yeah.
Um, I don't know. What else? Like,
Um,
why do you? Is that? What is there anything that comes to your mind?
well, yeah, I think they're maybe a bit more easily I don't know if I want to say digestible, but maybe a bit easier to read in some cases than some of his other movies. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, The Searchers is
yeah,
also really popular just because of Monument Valley and it's shot in color.
yeah,
Like that movie just looks fucking
no,
gorgeous.
Well, and I
definitely.
mean, this actually process that it was shot on has become relevant recently. But VistaVision,
Oh yeah,
where that's what Paul Thomas Anderson's movie, he was making his whole thing was making a big deal about this, bringing this process back. I think the Brutalist did this as well. It's just like
yeah,
basically a bigger film format gives you a lot more definition and stuff.
no,
It's kind of
no,
interesting to
yeah.
learn about.
In the searchers, you
Um,
immediately notice it too, because
yeah.
when he goes from the title
Yes.
credits to the opening shot, when she opens
Hmm.
the door, you're like, holy shit, like goddamn,
It's insane.
it's
And just
crazy.
and like kind of relevant for this, like because I brought this up, I think a couple was it last week? No, a couple weeks ago when we did the Long Gray Line. Or was that last week?
That was last.
Long Gray Line was last week, yeah.
Damn, I'm getting my four confused. Yeah, like that one was also a widescreen movie, but that was CinemaScope, and so
Yeah.
like it felt very tight,
No,
like
what I meant, yeah, and I
squeezed.
mentioned it because I mentioned in the episode, I was like, yeah, the
Yeah,
searchers, it felt more like vertical, like it felt like
yes, and that's because of
the
the
whole screen
VistaVision
was filled.
process,
Yeah,
where they could still uh, get that kind of verticality and the width at the same time.
yeah, like it
But
makes
like it
the
took a lot
screen
of
seem,
effort to huge. Yeah,
it makes the screen seem like endless in a way.
it would be amazing to
Yeah.
watch this in like
Oh, in like 33 millimeter, like
no 70 millimeter.
or say, yeah, that's what I meant. I
Actually,
don't know why I said
actually,
30. I don't know why I said
VistaVision. I
33
don't know.
millimeter.
Don't know how I don't know how it works because VistaVision
I
is
don't know how.
VistaVision is technically a 35 millimeter. They film in a 35 millimeter film, but then they just the way it goes through the camera is horizontally instead of vertically, so you get a lot more like definition with the same kind of film. So I think it's still screen 35 millimeter, if I'm right. But I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know too much about it either.
yeah, I don't know anything about that shit. I'm not gonna lie.
But either way,
But
all we can say is like the image looks beautiful
oh,
because of
100%.
that,
This is
and it's like
this is one of the
especially
better
like mentioned
looking
Monument
movies.
Valley too.
Yeah, especially like when you get the scenes of like where it's like the you see more of like it's like dusk and you see more of like the artificial like lighting
Yeah,
or just like is it was it sunset? I'm thinking of the one scene when they're on the rocking chairs. I don't know if I forgot if it was exactly like oh I don't know if what the where the light was coming from, but it was like really orange. I remember. I mean, the whole movie kind of has that orange, yellowish type
yeah.
of color.
For sure.
But
I know
I'll bring
there's
up.
definitely like at the scene when the family is about to die.
Yeah,
I'm like when it's dawn or
Oh,
dusk.
dude. Yeah,
There's
that
a
yeah,
scene's
very
insane.
orangish like light that's basically like just like
yes. No,
peering
that's
through
exactly what I'm
the.
talking about. But there's also a scene where they're in rocking chairs where that same light happens. That's the one I was
Okay,
trying to think
okay,
of. No, but
okay.
yeah. Um, but
But
you
actually, did you see like okay? I'm sure you guys have maybe heard this stat before, but basically around the 40s, late 40s, and then 50s, around 30% of movies produced by Hollywood were westerns.
no, yeah.
Like
They
around
were like
50
the
a year.
superhero movie of the past.
Like yeah, but around like 50 a year,
But even
studio
yeah, but
produced,
even
which
more
is crazy. That's
probably.
even yeah,
So
exactly. So it's just kind of crazy. And John Ford was a
yeah,
huge part of that kind of basically causing a Western Renaissance
yeah,
after the Silent Age.
definitely.
It just yeah, just crazy how popular westerns were at the
And then
time.
the Surge kind of is a commentary on the Western too, which we'll get
I mean, both
into.
of these films are
Yeah, I guess yeah. That Man Shot Leave Valance too. Yeah.
both of them.
Um,
I think that's what
but
makes John Wayne being important, being in the films important too,
yeah, definitely.
because he is kind of like the Western hero in a lot of people's heads. So
Yeah.
like, it makes it easier to comment on the Western if you haven't been in it.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Um, no, but yeah, I guess we can go and get into the searchers. I think this is like I feel like is this all of our first John Ford movie we watched?
I
Yes.
think so.
I feel like that's the experience for most people, at least nowadays. Like
I
when
agree.
they like it's also like just like not only if you're getting a John Ford, but if you're just getting into classic movies in general, it is very much a movie that it's one of the first ones you hear about for sure.
Wait, what did you rate it when the first time you watched it?
It's a great question.
Four
Let me
stars.
look.
I can't trust Luke's rating because he probably changed it.
What? Um,
In 2023, you gave it 5.
my first watch was 4 stars.
Hmm.
So,
But it's
what
kind of
about you,
untrustworthy.
Danny?
Luke's are kind of untrustworthy. That's
You can definitely trust mine
because
for
he's known
sure.
to go back and change them.
Notice how Danny hasn't said his yet. Like
Mine's four
he's
and a
kind of
half.
stalling. Oh, okay, never
Damn.
mind, never mind.
2017. I was kind of proud of myself, honestly.
2017. Damn.
Yeah, this was like this was probably an IMDb movie I watched. when I was like
Probably.
Yeah, no clue
when
who
Blake
John
and I were
Ford
trying to go through
was.
the list.
You're like, oh. Do you even remember like watching it for the first time?
No, I still remember little moments from it for
Okay,
sure. I don't know if I
that was the
got like all the things, but it's an exciting movie.
yeah, definitely. Um,
What
no, but
was
yeah,
Blake?
Blake said 4 stars.
Four? Oh, okay, damn,
Yeah, that
Cal
was
score for
fine.
the
Yeah.
movie. Kind of crazy.
No, yeah. Um, it's a good rating. Well, no, but anyway. But
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and say
Yeah,
like
they
kind of
suck it.
on the searchers. So yeah, I love this movie. This was, I would say, like this is probably one of the first John Ford movies I truly loved. I think the first one I really loved was My Darling Clementine, but I think this was like shortly after. You could say that about
So
Man
is that a
Child as
different
well.
category to
But,
you? Love versus really loved? Because you said you loved The
maybe.
Searchers. The first one you really loved was My Darling Clementine.
No, I
So
meant like
those are kind of
no,
two
it's
different
not.
tiers for
No, no,
you.
no.
Because
They're
like
not. They're not tears. They're not tears. They're not
it's,
tears.
I mean,
I
that's
would.
how you were speaking about it. But
Yeah, no, that's not what I meant at all.
it's more
I was
natural
just
to
saying.
us.
I was saying the first one that I loved was My Darling Clementine. I just put the really in there because, like, I don't know. That's just what I was saying. I wasn't really thinking that much about it. But yeah, The Searchers to me, it's a very interesting movie because I think I've mentioned it kind of earlier. The tension in the movie of the main character of Ethan Edwards. Oh, actually, okay. I just remembered something. I wrote an essay about this movie in senior year of high school.
You didn't send it to us?
Yeah, for real.
I don't know if I knew you guys
You damn before we did the
very
podcast. Oh
well.
yeah, high
Yeah,
school. Yeah. Damn, what did you write about?
I forgot. I just remember. I think I might have brought it up as an example in the essay, and it was before I even rewatched it. It was when I had it at 4 stars, too.
Damn, Luke
It
adding
just,
to the
that just
canon of writings on The Searchers. A lot of
yeah,
history.
yeah. No, I completely forgot what even the paper was about. But yeah, I for me personally, yeah, the Ethan Edwards is a fascinating character because to me he's kind of supposed to represent or just kind of like be a stand-in for a lot of the Western heroes of the past and kind of like the uh, I don't know, the bigotry, but also kind of like excitingness that they both kind of the both sides of the Western hero being the exciting nature of it, the heroic kind of like community protector, but then also representing the kind of like the racist, the undertones uh, that the Western kind of represented. And then it's interesting too because John Ford is like he's critical of that, but he also is one of the people that helped found the genre, or just like how we know it, uh, how they knew it then and how we knew it now. So it's
Yes.
a self-critical film. So there's so
Mhm.
many tensions in this movie, and like you'll see it nowadays. Like a lot of people will watch it nowadays, not really knowing the historical context, and be like, "What the fuck? This movie's like racist as hell." But like as if you know John Ford, you kind of realize like uh, it's a very complicated movie. Um,
It is.
yeah, I think it's first of all beautifully photographed, one of his best looking movies for sure, and I don't know. It's just it's. I think I mentioned in like one of my reviews for it. I say it's like one of the most angry but beautiful movies I've ever seen. Like I kind of agree still with that because like there are like some truly like amazing moments that like you could say are like grand, spectacular, beautiful, but then some moments where you're just like disgusted.
Yeah.
Like almost like it feels like as I said, like a kind of like hatred from the movie and its characters. Yeah, it's just there's a lot to this movie. Um, kind of like just like the wandering hero, him wandering out of the desert in the beginning, and then at the end, kind of like being doomed by Ford himself to be wandering forever in it, never to like join the community. He protects the community, but also like his duty
Yeah.
is to protect the community, but he can't live within it. That
I
kind of
Well,
mean,
he
we've
can't. He
talked about
can't
this as a
support.
classic Ford theme.
Yeah.
Ford classic Ford hero.
No, yeah, definitely.
Young
Um,
Mr. Lincoln.
I think this
yeah,
one's like because slightly different though, because it's more so like
It
he
is.
also rejects kind of where this community is going.
yeah.
I think
No, I think
that's where I
there's
think
also
you're right, but I think that's where him saving Debbie becomes interesting too,
yeah,
because it's
No,
like I
yeah,
think
because
he
he
has that
changes a
lynch on his
little
son.
bit.
Yeah, he still ends up taking her to that same community, instead of killing her.
yeah. But at the same time, but yeah, he can't join them. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He still doesn't accept
yeah.
it in that way. And also, this is also Martin Scorsese's one of his favorite movies. Which I
Oh
wonder
yeah,
if
I have a
that
list. I have a
makes it one
list
of
here
his.
of
I wonder if that
some
had
at
to
least some
do
directors.
with it being one of his more popular movies. Just that aspect of like definitely
I
got was one
mean,
of the first movies to get like a good restoration because like Scorsese was like needing that
well, he watched
immediately.
this in theaters. He's talked about this.
Yeah, yeah, no,
He watched this
and
in
it was a
VistaVision, like
great
in the way it was supposed to originally
The way
be.
there's
it
a
was
great
supposed
So
video on YouTube of him talking about it kind of briefly, and he like mentioned how like in the 50s there was a lot of like moral pictures. I guess he called like moral type pictures where like uh there are a bunch of like a lot of films from Hollywood were trying to like preach like good morals and stuff. And like this one, he kind of like mentioned like was like as I kind of mentioned before, like talking about like the racist side of like westerns. And he mentioned like he was talking about John Wayne's character, and he's like he mentioned the scene um, where like John Wayne says like just as sure as the turn of the earth when he's like talking about like him being determined to like track down Debbie and like like give the Indians what they deserve or whatever. He's like, just as sure as the turn of the earth, I'll like make that happen. And that's when Scorsese says like, that's when you realize he's a poet of hatred. And I thought that was really interesting because in a way, like
that is because
you
see
know,
that's what makes Ethan interesting. It's like uh, there he does have some poetry in him. It feels like as
he
well.
does, yeah.
shameless McKay Miller reference. Damn.
Yeah, no, it's a great line. It's a great
Yeah,
line.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Like when he like also when he like shoots the Indians' eyes out and is like, I'm doing that because like
Yeah,
yes,
they're gonna
that's what he
want
stuff
me
believes
like
forever
in.
or something.
stuff
And
like
like
that is some of the
yeah,
is like the to me some of the most like is like the best characterizations of the movie to me because it's like I had this in my notes at some point, but it was like I like it kind of understands the mind of a racist really well because um
yeah,
like it shows that like how complicated it is in the fact that he's obviously very racist towards Indians, but at the same
yeah,
time he's obviously spent a lot of time studying them and getting to know them.
yeah,
Like he knows a lot of their culture and like the way that he knows their language. Uh, it's kind of interesting. Like he almost has a respect for them in a way, even though like how much he hates them.
yeah,
And you kind of see this a lot, honestly, throughout history. But uh, it's like it's interesting just from that front too.
yeah, yeah.
But I've even seen like because a lot of people have said like Taxi Driver is hugely inspired by the Searchers. They have like similar themes of like just like
Oh, interesting.
almost like
Yeah,
a bad guy kind of going in to save someone.
yeah.
Uh, have you guys seen the movie Hardcore by Paul Schrader?
No. Oh,
Mm, I
actually,
don't, I
I
don't think
have
I
seen
have.
that. Yeah. No. Yeah.
He
Actually,
said
that
that one
movie is
is
definitely.
literally he
No,
said
that
he
movie's
did it on
definitely.
purpose. That was a like
Yeah,
a
that makes sense a
basically
lot
remake
actually,
of the Searchers.
because that's about like the Catholic dad who like has the daughter who like is like in the porn business, and he goes to try and like save her.
Yes,
So a lot of
yes,
it's about
yeah.
like Catholic repression stuff
And
like
then like
that.
the fact of like yeah, who is he saving?
Yeah.
Does he uh,
No. Yeah. Definitely.
especially and then yeah, Spielberg has talked a lot about this. It's kind of crazy. All the new Hollywood guys loved this
Yeah.
movie.
Um.
Star Wars. I don't know if Blake might know. Star Wars has a couple of Searchers references in it,
Ooh,
like
which
direct.
movies?
In episode 4, there's one. It's when Luke comes back when his family's house is destroyed and stuff.
Oh
It's
Oh
like
yeah,
almost the
shit!
yeah,
same
for
exact
Wait.
shot
real.
from
Yeah.
Ethan
What the
coming
Yeah,
back.
fuck?
it definitely is.
And then
Damn, that's actually
at least
crazy.
what I found online was another one is when Anakin's mom gets kidnapped by the Tusken Raiders. It's very similar to when in
Yeah,
Searchers. like George Lucas was like directly taken from the Searchers.
That makes
There's
sense.
probably
Yeah.
there's probably more. There's probably. I definitely need to go back and watch episode 2 because it's been a while since I've seen that one.
Like, I wonder if he modeled what's the home planet called of Luke Skywalker?
Ooh,
Uh,
The desert planet.
Tatooine.
Like, I feel like, yeah,
Tatooine.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like that, like, I wonder if he was like thinking of like the world of the Searchers when he thought of that planet. You know,
He might have been.
it's like it just like because it's like Searchers in a way it like feels like endless desert. Like the desert is almost the entire world in a way, and then like maybe
Yes.
kind of like Tatooine is like
Also,
modeling after
apparently
that.
there's a Spielberg movie that's shot in Monument Valley, or part of it.
Ooh, oh, is it
Uh,
Blake will
it's
know.
Three
You should.
Encounters, or wait, Encounters of the Third Kind, right?
No,
Or is it not that one?
actually,
Damn.
is it? The one I saw was someone said Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh, okay.
I guess they go to
No,
Monument
that's
Valley
probably
or
right.
something.
I think
I haven't seen it.
Close Encounters probably is a different one. That's probably a different
I can see
location.
that one making sense too.
Because I know that's
It
a real
is.
location, obviously, that
It's
they
just
shoot
funny. This
at.
movie's supposed to be in Texas too. In Monument Valley, it's like
no, yeah,
fucking Utah.
yeah,
But that's the thing. It's like a fake world, in a way. It's like
yeah,
it's just like the West in general.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
Texas looks like this somewhat too.
Does it have monuments like this though? That's the one. I doubt it has like
Probably closer to the
maybe
border.
something.
Texas
I
is
don't
a
know.
very big place, you know.
That is true.
And also, wait, Paris, Texas has like kind of a similar terrain. I feel like at the beginning when uh when he's like wandering out of the desert in Paris, Texas, kind of similar to John Wayne in this movie. Like I feel like the
Okay.
landscape's similar
I
because
mean, that's a
they
lot of
also
westerns, but he might have
yeah.
been. I actually, he might have been inspired by something in the Searchers too.
Oh wait, actually, yeah, he is also searching for the girl too. He wanders out of the desert and he's searching for the one his like wife or whatever in Paris,
Mm-hmm.
Texas. Obviously, that movie's kind of like a bit more like maybe wholesome. I
I
don't
mean,
know if
he's
that's
not
the
the
best word,
greatest guy either.
but he's not fucking Ethan Edwards. All
I mean,
right,
he's not
like
Ethan. Yeah, no, he's not Ethan.
you
But
know, he has like a son and stuff. And it's like kind of like cute or whatever. Like in this movie, Ethan Edwards is like no family,
I mean, he
almost
has
has
a
like no
family.
friends either. Like okay, they're like his family, but like they don't feel like it at the same time. He has like no friends. It feels like he's just like a ball of hatred. I don't know. Anyway,
So,
Blake, what are your
did you
thoughts
guys?
on them?
I mean,
Or what do you think?
if that was the entire case, though, he wouldn't have saved Debbie at the end. So
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
that's what makes it complicated,
even then
obviously.
it feels like yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
No,
yeah,
yeah, I
like
also really like this movie for all the reasons you guys said. I still remember watching this with my grandpa. Actually, it was a really good experience. Like it's just I remember so much from this movie, specifically probably because I watched it with him. But
does he like
'cause
Ethan
What
Edwards?
year was that?
it was 2018.
Oh, okay, damn.
Um, I mean,
Yeah.
he's like it's not his favorite John Wayne performance, and
Had
that's
he seen it
probably
before?
because of the hatred. Yeah, he's seen it before, or he had seen it
Okay,
before.
damn.
So, but like,
It was definitely a rewatch for him.
does he think Ethan Edwards' actions are like reprehensible or like? Do you think?
I definitely remember him not like it's not his favorite John Wayne character just because of how brutal
Okay.
he is, but
Yeah, he does.
because he doesn't love all that like the ultra violent nature of his character in this movie, but
Hmm.
No, he
um
definitely has this like hatred to him.
Yeah.
no, but it's what makes it like we've already kind of said and one of John Ford's more interesting movies because of that. So and using John Wayne just in that role
Yeah.
is
No.
also
Yeah.
interesting because John Wayne he's playing basically a heavy in this movie
Do you
if
guys
you think
think
about it.
do you think this is the best Sean Wayne performance, or do you think he has stuff that's better?
My
I mean, I think he
review in
might be better in the next
2018.
movie.
I mean, he is
Oh,
really
okay,
good in the
okay.
next movie,
Yeah.
Plus,
but I
he's really
definitely
good in. He's got to me. I mean, the Searchers. At the end of the day, like I don't even know. It's not my favorite Ford movie. but I still really like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It might be because of the same stuff, like just the hatred part. It's like it is it's like a I like to me. Obviously, we know this doing this podcast. Like racist depiction of racism is not endorsement, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
But still, like it's not that I don't love seeing it. You know, like I don't. It doesn't mean I have
Yeah.
the depiction too. Even because like some of my favorite Ford movies are more.
Danny's anti-racist, guys. Lovely.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a bold statement for me compared to Luke
No.
over here.
You're so brave. You're so brave. Gosh.
No, but I interrupted Blake. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't remember what I
If you
was
had
saying,
anything
but it's
else.
okay.
Well, I was okay. Did you guys know that this was based? At least, yeah, this was somewhat based on a true story. This captivity.
I think I read that somewhere. Yeah.
This girl got kidnapped named Cynthia Ann Parker, who got kidnapped by a Comanche band. Apparently during the Fort Parker massacre in 1836. And her story is kind of crazy. I was reading about it on Wikipedia, and she was taken, had 3 kids with a chief, an Indian chief, and then 24 years later, she got recaptured by the American army, and she was forced to go back to her family, her
Oh shit.
white relatives, even though she didn't want to. And then she basically died with them, like in a few years later.
Damn.
Which is kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
Shit.
And then like there's this guy that wrote this book. I just found this on YouTube. This guy wrote this book on the searchers. Uh, Basically, it's kind of its context and stuff. And one of the things he was saying in the video was the captivity narrative, which was this kind of like literary genre of basically white women getting captured by Indians. This was a
Yeah.
thing for a long time. Like he said, it was basically the first American literary genre, and he said the first.
Captivity.
Yeah, he called them captivity narratives. These
Uh,
and basically kind of like just how basically the worst thing that could ever happen was a white woman getting captured by Indians. You know,
yeah.
and like he said, it was just interesting. One of the first bestsellers in the 13 colonies was in 1682. Was a memoir by this woman, Mary Rowlandson, who got captured, and she wrote about it. And that was like he said the first bestseller in the United States, or at
Damn.
least the 13 colonies. That's not obviously was the United States back then, but actually,
I mean, it's still technically the United
I guess
States.
it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't its own country. You know what I meant? But
Okay.
I thought that was interesting too, because like this is like a long tradition, even in that sense. The Searchers, you know,
Yeah.
and it's definitely playing. It's like bringing up all those kind of racist ideas to the surface, like right out in the open. You know, I think
I
that's what
mean,
makes it.
exploitation movies always do that. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like always the main. It's I feel like that's one of the main just genres in movie. It's just exploitation movies of some kind.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. But do you have any more thoughts, Danny? Or
I mean, I had a like okay. At first, I had these quotes from because I've been listening to this audiobook called Jesus and John Wayne: How White Evangelicals Corrupted a Faith and Fractured a Nation, basically about white evangelical Christianity. And I'm kind of
yeah,
interested in that because like that's how we grew up. But
yeah.
and also the title got me. So, but they were
Jesus.
quoting they were quoting what John Wayne had to say on race and stuff, and it's like it's kind of crazy how
Oh
racist he
no.
was.
Oh
Oh
So
no.
I
yeah.
had to read this too because I think that adds to the
God.
movie. Like I think that's part of the movie too is like John Wayne in this role. You know what
He
I
kind of
mean?
believes it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and also that's what makes Ford like playing on that interesting. Um, but he this is what he said about Native Americans. I don't feel what we did. I don't feel we did so wrong in taking this great country away from them. Our so-called stealing of this country from them was just a matter of survival. People needed land, and the Indians were selfishly trying to keep it for themselves.
Oh God.
I know, it's
Yikes.
crazy.
At least
Uh,
if like, at least if an actor has bad opinions, you can kind of forget about it because they're just like for a lot
at
of
least,
parts.
at least he did. At least he didn't try to kill an Indian woman on stage,
At,
right?
at least he didn't direct the movie.
Wait. Oh, he did, didn't he?
Wait, he did
Wait, he
what? He
did?
killed what?
What?
Wait, did he didn't like kill someone, but didn't he get like super mad whenever there was that Indian woman that did something at the Oscars? Like he actually
Oh,
wanted to like go
I
out
know what
there
you're
and do
talking.
stuff.
Oh, wait, I know what you're talking about.
I know he
Yeah,
was mad about her giving her speech, was it, or something like that?
Something like that. I
yeah.
don't know.
I don't
Apparently,
think
he
he pulled a
had
Will Smith
a.
though.
I think someone had some story. I think it might have been like on the set of Rio Bravo or something, where his like cigarette package or maybe cigarette lighter like basically said like "fuck communist" apparently. Which I mean, not surprising at all because
No, not surprising
the
for
Red
that era
Scare
in
and stuff.
America.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of that, this one also is like I know we're making fun of John Wayne, but Ford wasn't like he wasn't leftist. We'll just put it this way, especially at this
No.
time,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this was something I don't see a lot talked about. I've seen it mentioned some places. Uh, there was this Department of Defense program at the time called Militant Liberty, which was basically they were starting this program to counteract communism, and they were trying to like
Yeah.
basically propaganda trying to create propaganda against anti-communism. And like
Yeah.
one of the first people they recruited to help pitch to was Ford, Wayne, and Ward Bond. And apparently they spent a long time together in a room, like talking about ideas. And basically, one of the first movies that came out of this was The Searchers, because it was the producer was named damn, I'm forgetting his name, Cornelius Whitney. He was like
Cornelius.
this big trust fund rich kid. Oh, I don't even
Oh.
think he was a kid at this point, but he was a trust
With a
fund
name
guy.
like that.
He no,
With a
he'd
name
already
like
made a lot of. Never mind. He'd already made movies like A Star Is Born, Rebecca, and Gone with the Wind. Never mind. He was a
Trust
producer
Fund
with,
movies are always kids though, low key, if we're being
but like he
honest.
was also using his trust fund to basically use the CIA like to funnel CIA money. I don't know exactly how, but anyway, he was.
Okay.
But basically, he was part of this Militant Liberty group, and The Searchers was one of his first pictures to kind of be made in that vein
So
of
like a
like kind of
militant against
promoting against communism, basically to promote American
interest.
ideals, freedom, etc., etc.
It's like how would this movie be anti-communist then?
Well, it's to be anti-communist and pro-American, that kind of idea. Push
Uh,
pro-American ideals like freedom, etc.
uh
Uh,
interesting.
this is what he said. He said, "I want to show what I would describe as a quote American series to show our people their country, and also to make certain that the rest of the world learns more about us." Which I think is funny because The Searchers is almost like a negative prediction of that in a way. You know,
No,
of like
yeah.
the negative side of America. Uh,
Yeah. Damn.
you know, like that's why I would love to be like I don't know if like people at the time were watching this and they just didn't see anything wrong with Ethan's uh,
Scorsese said he did as a kid,
as a
but
kid. Scorsese, yeah, but Scorsese's also like he's pretty left.
yeah, I guess.
Um,
Damn. Yeah.
but I'm
No,
not
it's just
sure.
crazy to me watching this movie and not thinking he at least somewhat is reprehensible.
Yeah, I think because
Uh,
the movie plays it that way too. Because I think that's why Martin is a very big character
yeah.
because he's kind of like the moral compass
No, yeah,
stopping him.
definitely.
Kind of making Ethan
Sure.
seem like such a bad guy in comparison.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, at least I had some like Bazin called this movie a masterpiece like really early on, even at
Oh,
the
really?
when yeah.
It's like right before he
Uh,
died too, right?
it must have been pretty soon after he died because this was
I
in
think he died
1956.
like 1959 or
Okay,
whatever.
yeah.
And the movie came
No,
out in
actually,
1958. Or wait, it was 1956.
this 56. Yeah,
56. Oh, okay.
and I
Yeah.
watched another one because he said he called it a masterpiece along with two other westerns at the time, and I actually watched
Uh,
another one this week.
can I get like a director?
Anthony Mann.
Oh, the Gunfighter. That's an Anthony Mann, right?
But it's not that one.
The High Country or whatever it's called.
I think you've
Something
actually
about
seen this one too. If I look, because I think I remember looked a few days ago.
is it
The,
just Jimmy Stewart star in it?
it's the Naked Spur.
The Naked
Oh, that's what
Spur.
I meant. That's actually exactly what I meant. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
No,
the
I
one I
was trying to.
watched was I'm just realizing I don't know how to say his last name, but Bud Bodicher. Bud. You know
Oh,
that
Bud
director?
Bodecher. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Punisher. Seven Men from Now.
7 Men from Now. Oh, I've heard of this one.
I
I guess
actually
I'm
really
not
liked
watching.
it too. Uh, that also, and it's crazy because that movie, I didn't know this when I watched it, but I learned this today actually. Um, John Wayne was originally supposed to star in Seven Men from Now, but then Ford said he was making The Searchers, and John Wayne left to do The Searchers, and that's where
Yeah.
who's the actor? Is it something Grant? I forgot the actor's name. You know,
Um,
but I really
Randolph
like.
Scott, Lee
Randolph
Marvin,
Yeah,
Scott.
Walter
no,
Reed,
yeah, yeah, damn, Lee Marvin's
Lee
in it too.
Marvin. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, he's great. But I was talking about Randolph Scott, the lead character.
Which he's in Ride the High Country also.
Yeah, he's in
Is
a
that
lot of
what
the
you're thinking
Butticher
of?
Yeah, that's
movies.
the one I was like
Butticher.
confusing with it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
interesting.
Godard, he put it number 4 on his spot of the 10 best American films when he hit that list.
When did he
Like I
make
think
it?
I want to say yeah, 1959.
Okay,
It was at number 4.
damn.
Do you remember his number 1?
It was probably a fuller array.
Neither.
Oh,
Damn. Actually, this
Chaplin.
is interesting. No, Chaplin's number 2. Great Dictator.
What? That's the pick yet? What the fuck?
I'm
Is it
kind of
director I
disappointed.
know? Is it
Yeah,
director I
we all
know?
know him. We all know him.
Okay,
You
we
definitely
all
know him.
know him. I definitely know him.
It's my favorite
Um,
director from him. It's my favorite movie from him.
um, the fucking is it
Scarface, Howard Hawks.
40? Oh,
Damn.
shit! I forgot. Yeah, Hawks. I forgot about Hawks.
He's right. He's cooking with that one.
Damn.
Singing in the Rain was number 5 for him.
It's a
I
good
mean,
movie.
it's a good movie. It's
Really?
a
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
It's a good
fine
movie.
movie.
Alright.
There's better musicals. Well, I need to rewatch it because I haven't seen it since high school. But I think I'd like it quite a bit if I rewatch it. It's just you don't know like what joy and happiness means, so like you probably just wouldn't get the movie. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry you had to be kind of left out of that.
I mean,
I do
he
apologize.
he rewatched Young Girls of Rochefort and only
I
gave
mean,
it
I just
4 stars
watched.
still. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Wait, if I don't like Joy and Happiness, why do I love The Age of Medici? The most optimistic film ever made, according to Ty Gallagher.
That's a hilarious response.
Why?
Anyway.
How's that? It's so optimistic. It's so,
Okay, we haven't seen the fucking movie, by the way. I do need to watch it though. I
I mean,
was
100%.
thinking
I mean,
about that.
especially Blake, because Blake was the one who was saying that he loves Rossellini's history movies.
yeah, I do need to watch it.
It's just
This is like
insane,
what?
dude.
What is it?
It's just 3
4 hours?
episodes. It's
Is
just
it
3
top tier
episodes.
Rossellini for you now, or like
It's 3
what?
TV episodes. Oh, it's
Is it
always been
top
top.
tier?
I gave it 5 stars the first time I watched it.
But is it like top tier? Like,
I
is it the
mean, yeah,
top
they're
of
all
the? Is
top
it the
tier.
top of the top? Is it in the top tier? Or is it the top of the top tier? You know,
No.
like where does it rank in the
There's
top
only
Do
tier?
you
one top
love
tier.
it? Do you love it or do you really love it?
Yeah, to put it in
Yeah,
Luke's terms, I really love it.
God.
Unless Luke has a
Anyway,
category above that we don't know about.
I forgot where we're even at with the fucking searchers.
Well, I mean, I had just a couple more things to mention.
Okay.
Um, well, because I read this article, it was kind of interesting. It was like because I was saying how much this movie's been written about,
Yeah.
and I found this paper called "Tracking John Ford's The Searchers: A Survey of Its Critical Reception," and it basically goes through kind of like you could say in a way the history of film criticism through this movie and how this
Okay.
movie has changed through the kind of different eras of film criticism you can say. And
Uh,
like he goes through like he says the original film reviewers, which were kind of more like basically they were less like analyzing, they're more just describing the movies. And then he says really it changed with and during that time the Searchers was just seen as like a solid movie. It was like, oh, just another John Wayne
yeah.
John Ford good western just came out. But really he said it was like this what he calls this like the school of auteurism. That era came out with like obviously the Kahir critics. Um and like also like Andrew Saris in the U.S. Was he the U.S. or I forget where he was? He might have been Britain.
Andrew Saris.
I think he's the
He was
U.S.
the. I think so. Yeah.
And there was also a British guy paper too that
What have
was
I
like
read
big
from
into
Andrew
the theory.
Paris? Now that I think about it, I feel like I've read something from him.
Actually, I read a really good essay about it, or an article he wrote about Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. I was going to mention for the next one.
Yeah.
He's part of that too. Um,
Okay.
but he mentions how they're really the ones that basically brought the searchers and kind of John Ford to the forefront of like this movie is like needs to be talked about. You know, like Godard put it on his like I just said number 4 on his list. You know,
Yeah.
uh, and so then once they became like filmmakers that everyone loved, uh, people started taking like people like John Ford seriously and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then obviously he talks about the Scorsese New Hollywood School. He talks about what he calls like the materialist tradition, which is like psychoanalytic theory and semiotics and stuff like that. You know, more academic
Yeah.
stuff.
Definitely.
And then I guess the one I was going to mention, which I thought was interesting, is he mentions this critic from the feminist tradition who liked it. Her name was Joan Mellon, and she says, "quote Ford is uncompromising in his assault upon the very style of masculinity approved and applauded in his earlier films. Ford's Ethan Edwards is essentially irredeemable. The legendary toughness of the masculine Wayne hero is fully exposed as maniacal, replete with the rot of racial hatred. The nature of the frontier masculinity, repressed, celibate, and brutalized, is revealed. Its nuanced characterization of the Wayne hero makes it one of the most disturbing 50s films, no less significant than the Brando and Dean portrayals, for its glimpse of the male psyche as a symbol of the American civilization itself." Unquote. Especially that last line I really love because I think that's what makes this movie great is you basically get what American civilization is as a whole through this kind of racist Ethan Edwards. To me, that's where the movie becomes special. It's not just
Yeah.
oh, Ethan Edwards is the villain, anti-hero, bad. You know, he's just one guy. It's like no, this is actually America itself that has this kind of
Yeah.
racism in itself. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
you
Yeah.
even see it through other characters throughout the movie, which I think where it becomes really interesting. Like when is it Vera Miles? Um, who's the one that falls in love with Martin? I forgot Lori. I forgot her name in the movie.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Uh, Even at one point, she almost has like the same ideas that Ethan feels like at like the end, you know, where she's like, you know, Ethan's gonna kill him,
Yeah.
and she almost like wants him to as well. And she has like other characters as well, or like also kind of show that racism as well. But
Yeah.
basically, saying like using the male psyche as a symbol for like basically American civilization itself, I think that's a really good point. Um, and to me, it makes like Ethan character even more interesting, you know, than just saying he's just like a bad
Yeah.
guy. And then also she's saying like how Ford is also commenting on his earlier depiction of masculinity. I think you mentioned this too, where like Ford is actually, you know, he's hugely responsible for creating this Western myth in the first place, you know.
Yes.
So like it's himself commenting on his own kind of stuff, the hero he's created, you know,
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
which
Yeah.
I think is uh, what makes this movie so interesting to talk about and think about.
Yeah. For sure.
Same with Liberty
Um.
Balance too on that last point also. Isn't that fun?
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like
Yeah.
Ford called this movie a psychological epic, which I think is interesting. Like even
Yeah.
like for even him to say that, because I can't even believe he would say something that kind of intellectual about one of his movies. You know, because normally he's all like, oh, you
It
know,
like
they're just like,
accidentally slipped out. You know.
yeah, you
Like
know,
he's like he said it. He's like, don't write that down. Don't write that down.
yeah, yeah. He's like, enemy, enemy.
Damn. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
I mean,
yeah,
do
no, I think we
you have
got.
anything? Are you going good into it? All right. Sounds good. And I mean, this movie has honestly maybe one of the most, I would say definitely one of the most famous opening scenes of all time.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is like film school 101 type opening scene, you know, in terms of like most like talked about. Cause I mean, it is a great opening scene, by the way. Cause it's like,
Yeah,
it fades from the like opening credits. Like, it has like the title card Texas 1868. and then you go from pure black to her opening the door almost like it's like the black is a part of the scene. You don't realize it until she opens the door. You're like, holy shit, you're in a dark house. Did that make sense? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like you open it up to the most beautiful landscape you've ever seen in your entire life, basically. Like, just like expansive. You're just seeing Monument Valley in like, very rich color. You have that like
Especially
very
this
like,
doorway kind of motif is going to come back at the end of the film too,
yeah, it's very like
and in the middle of the
cyclical.
film.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you see
This
like
idea of
the
like Ethan coming home, and like at the end he's not going to be able to.
yeah. Um yeah, all like the just like the way the light browns, because like things like if you're looking at the this kind of initial scene, you have the light browns of like the desert and like the wood on the house, and then contrasting that with the light blue sky. But also, what's interesting is the lady in the scene, the mother. She has like the light blue dress on too, which kind of like matches the sky and also contrasts the desert landscape. Like, yeah, and she also has the blue eyes too. So that's what I'm saying. Like this movie just like is so like immaculately uh like composed. Like the colors are very thought out. It feels like, and it's like I definitely need to see this in 35 millimeter before I die because holy shit, it must be insane. But yeah, we see kind of John Wayne's character returning back from the Civil War, and he fought on the Confederate side, right? Is that
Yes.
Yes,
100%.
okay?
yes.
So yeah, we're
I think
seeing
they
kind
all
of like
did because they're in Texas.
Yeah.
yeah, they are in Texas. That is true. So yeah,
He's
he's
also
kind of
one of the
returned.
only ones. He's also one of the only ones that didn't return or given a saber because still hasn't
Yeah,
surrendered. Basically,
yeah,
like he still holds those
yeah,
ideals.
did not intend. Which I guess yeah, just like an accurate representation of his like character. He's a very stubborn.
Hmm.
Believes his ideals is the end all be all. And he still even he like walks up. He still is in his uniform, just on his horse, wandering out of the very like expanse of the desert. And yeah, we kind of just see the next like scenes are basically just him. We're just introduced kind of to like the family like community in a way.
Yes, yes.
Which these scenes are like
I,
there's
uh,
the one dinner scene with Ward Bond where we see Ward
yes.
Bond's character. Like that scene is like perfectly composed. It's actually insane.
Composed.
Like blocked, the blocking in that scene is
Yeah.
insane.
Also, like the way
Uh,
the kind of frame is lit, where just everything in the center's lit and everything's dark around it. Uh,
yeah,
it's like it's a lot of darkness in this movie compared to even
for
obviously it's a
sure,
very dark film compared to some of his other ones.
definitely.
And then
Um,
Ward Bond's just playing this cross between his like wagon master character and someone from like My
Yeah,
Darling
he's
Clementine, like just this
100%.
pastor
Even the
and
Quiet Man
ranger.
too. The Quiet Man too.
oh yeah, the
Yeah,
priest
The pastor
from
that loves fighting
yeah.
because he's the one
yeah,
like helping with the fight at the end. When they're like fighting over the girl.
It's like, should we stop it? Yeah, you're
yeah.
right. Let's just keep on watching. Like,
No, yeah, definitely.
No, he's kind
Um,
of an interesting character too.
yeah, because he
Scorsese, on this opening scene, he says this scene is basically forward to him. Like the quote I have is he's a quote that I felt that I wanted to spend time with people I could love and knew they would be handled with love in the film. That was forward to me because
hmm,
he loved this opening scene a lot. I mean, obviously everyone does.
yeah,
It is
um,
honestly, yeah, it's gorgeous too.
yeah, yeah.
Like, because
We're just kind of yeah,
Even when Martin comes in, it's still framed through that same kind of doorway. Where like you get
yeah,
the doorway framing the shot, and then he kind of
yes,
approaches.
like on the horse.
Yeah,
Is that
when
the
he
one you're
approaches
talking
on the
about? Okay,
horse. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, damn, yeah, but yeah, we're seeing kind of him reintegrating back and or just like catching up with the family. Talking
Even though
about
we get some signs of him being a racist when he's like
oh,
yeah,
definitely.
he's like I can
definitely.
mistake you for a half breed when he's talking to Martin.
Oh yeah, it's like damn, bro,
He's like
It's
chill the
like
fuck out, bro.
he's like, I'm only a
and he
Cherokee.
keeps looking at him too. If you like watch the scene, he's
Yeah,
like just keeps
Yeah.
like can't stop get his eye take his eyes off him.
yeah. You see, yeah, the War Bond and his crew shows up, and we just like that's what I'm saying. Like there's like so much going on in the background too. Like the foreground and the background are just so like there's just so much going on. It feels like so many movements, so many interactions you can kind of see in the background that you could say like tells you about some of these characters. Like yeah, like
Oh,
John Wayne
100%.
comes in like the middle of the scene through the doorway and kind of just surprises Ward Bond. And yeah, this is when we kind of like it's revealed like he didn't go to the surrender because like the Ward Bond's character says like I didn't see you at the surrender or whatever. Um, no, but
He
yeah,
says that's because
Because
I
he's
didn't
like,
see
well,
you.
because the reason they suspect he's probably committed a crime too, and that's what's kind
okay,
of
yeah,
interesting. I forgot. There was one podcast I was listening to. I haven't heard this anywhere else. But one podcast I was listening to was saying like maybe Ethan has already committed a crime on the Indians.
yeah,
Like it's
okay,
kind of possible he's already done something to them and they're retaliating. You know, because it's
yeah,
never revealed exactly what he's done. Because
because
he's
they do. Oh, you talk about like them attacking the family.
yeah. Like why do they attack the family in the first
Yeah,
place?
it is kind of never, yeah, never really explained.
Um, like it could just be like the classic Indians are evil kind of thing, but
Yeah,
like
there's like
they don't
bad
do it for the rest of the
around.
movie. Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
even a crucial scene to me when they walk into the camp, and Scar obviously knows who they are, but they don't. They think Scar
yeah,
doesn't know, And then
yeah,
after they leave, and Scar, they're like, "Oh," he's like, "Why didn't Scar kill us? What if he knew?" And he's like, "They have, they're, they have." He says something to them like they're kind of civilized. He doesn't say civilized, but I forget what he says. He's like,
Their hospitality.
"Yeah, they're hospitality or something like that,"
yeah,
which like makes them seem like they're at least rational or something, not just total just savages. But
yeah, for
like either
sure.
way, that's Ward Bond wants to swear him in so he can be a marshal or something or a volunteer or something to get
Is
him
that so?
sworn in.
That's why they
That's
leave though.
why John Wayne
Okay.
says, "I can't be sworn in," and
Oh
he's
wait,
like,
right,
"Why?
right.
You want it for a crime?"
Okay,
And
yeah.
and then
So
that's when
why do
they
they
talk
leave
about
again?
him.
Why do they leave the house though?
I think they find something.
Yeah, they're like investigating
There
something.
was some sign of an Indian.
Okay,
It's the one
yeah,
we see Harry Carey Jr. with the. There's like a cow that has an arrow in it or something. This is the bait they
yeah,
take, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
see the
they
bait.
got bait. They got baited out
They got
by
baited.
the
Yeah.
Comanche.
But to me, like the most crucial shots of this scene is right before they leave. Is
Hmm.
when we get the signs that John Wayne and is probably in love with his brother's wife.
Oh yeah.
When she's like helping him put the jacket on, and like Ward Bond's in the frame, but he's kind of ignoring. He's like trying to act like he's not seeing what's happening. It's just
Hmm.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's just amazing shot, dude. Because it's like even John Wayne, John Ford has a quote about how like to me it's obvious that John Wayne was in love with the wife. And I
Yeah.
think that's like another kind of background thing that's driving the movie too.
Because yeah, the way like
Um,
he kisses her forehead,
yes,
and like the way they like
yes,
look at each other after that
yes,
happens,
100%. And like
it's
she helps
definitely
him with
like
his jacket,
and the
and
way
like
she
Lord
like
Bond. If you look at Lord Bond, he's just like almost like doing like the whistling technique where you're like acting like you're not seeing anything,
yeah
like
no, and the way
and,
like he like they look into each other's eyes, he leaves, and she like runs to the door to watch him leave,
yes.
almost.
And it gives context to the opening shot too, which is so great when she's so excited to see
Yeah,
him, and she walks
yeah.
out.
The fact that he started on her,
Yes,
like it's
yes,
from her perspective, kind of first,
yes.
but yeah. But
And
yeah, we
then,
see them kind of
this is
going to
going to be the last time they
investigate.
see each other too, which is also
Yeah, it's crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, they see the cow with the arrow in it.
Insane
Um,
shot with this like Harry Carey Jr. like calling to them when he's like just extremely
yeah.
tiny in the middle of the frame.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
just love those shots from forward. Like some of these shots are so good.
No,
Just the
it's
Monument Valley
insane.
shots.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, that's when they realize
yeah,
once they get there's like it's most likely bait.
we
Well, not
see
bait. I guess a trap is a better way to say
this is
it.
where this is like where this movie kind of turns into a horror movie for like a scene because it's genuinely kind of terrifying the way that like the you see like that dark orange light coming in, everyone's kind of like panicked in a way,
Mhm.
very paranoid, and then
That's a
when
good point.
they're kind of like accepting their like they start like almost accepting their fate, and then like Lucy like screams or whatever
Well,
the
the
way she
mother's trying to keep the kids like from being not nervous, because she says something like, "Let's just enjoy
yeah
the dusk," But
Yeah,
that adds to the horror of it, where you're like, we kind of know
yeah,
that something's about to happen. So she's like, let's just ignore
yeah.
it. It does
No, and
feel
then when
that
she
really shot.
the reason Lucy screams too is because the mother like she like lights the lantern and then the mother like blows it out really quickly and that's when Lucy realizes like oh shit something's wrong and then she screams and then we just see like some unsettling ass shots of like Monument Valley at dusk that he cuts to as well and then they get Debbie to like crawl the cemetery or whatever. Yeah, it's just like
Fucking dog gives her away.
yeah.
Dumbass dog.
He's a cutie though. Let's
I
not
mean,
get
yeah, he
twisted.
is
Also, it seems
cute.
like a terrible hiding spot. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, they could have. I guess they don't want her to like go wander too
like we can't
far.
get a
But,
we can't
like,
get a like somewhere to hide underneath something or a hole or something. Like just right on
yeah,
the
Just go behind that
she,
tombstone over there.
she like immediately gets found too. It's like
like immediately.
yeah, you
That,
see like the
that
shadow
that
of the
dog has a
Indian.
loud bark.
Yeah, we also should probably mention the fact that like the Indians aren't like played by Indians this movie.
Well, at least Scar's not.
Yeah.
Scar's not.
I think some of the side characters were, but
Yeah, although I've heard like apparently John Ford wanted Indians to be played like him to be played by an Indian, but like he couldn't for some reason he couldn't. Like he wasn't allowed to or something.
interesting.
But I
I
think
don't
I
know
just read
how
that randomly at some
this.
point. But yeah. Yeah, we see kind of like the scene of John Wayne and the crew kind of coming back, seeing the wreckage, him not allowing the Martin to go in after he sees like the carnage. He's like it won't do you any good to Martin when he like tries to go and see their bodies. And then yeah, like I guess he immediately like sees that like the two women are missing too. Like he didn't find like the two younger girls.
Yeah.
So and like it's like it cuts to the funeral scene and it's like John Wayne just wants this to wrap up immediately because he's like I need to go find them. He's like telling Warbond like hurry the fuck up and Warbond's just like all
Actually, no.
right.
That's where like this movie still has some comedy in it, which is kind of funny. It
Oh
still has the
yeah,
four comedy parts.
yeah,
That
definitely.
one's really funny too, where he's
No,
like
it is actually really
in the
funny.
middle of his prayer, he's like, just say, put an amen to it.
Yeah, but they meant to it. Yeah.
But I'm not finished
Like,
yet. He's like, there's no more time for praying. Amen. And he just
and
walks
then like,
off.
Warbond is like yeah, and then Warbond is like kind of like very like he just ends it like he like even though he doesn't really want to he's like fuck it I
And
guess I
like
have
I put in my notes, like all three of us have been in a church service where we felt that before.
oh
Just put
million
it into
million
it.
times oh god yeah
I will say this like the service you can't even really hear though because the wind's going off in the background, so it's like you can already tell
No, you can,
like
and it's
even
actually
like even John Ford's like let's get on with it. Okay.
and the
yeah
shot is gorgeous too. Like
It's
of the
amazing.
funeral, like where they're all in a kind of a circle, and they're just at the
definitely
top of the hill having the funeral. I love how
yeah
everything is straight to the point too. Just like one shot, we're already at the funeral,
yeah
and it
no
kind of just
definitely
before
doesn't
they
linger
decide to go.
on their like grief for long you could
Before
say
they, I mean, yeah,
they
they
just have
started the searching party right away.
they have to go looking immediately and so yeah we see
But I like the what the family friend's mother says to them. She says to John
Yeah.
Wayne as they're leaving. You could say it's like one of the themes of the movie is don't let the boys waste their life in vengeance. Talking about the two
yeah
boys that are going with him, Martin and Harry Carey Jr.
yeah which
She said
spoiler
Martha
Obviously,
wouldn't want
it's
that.
like obviously it's too late for Ethan. Like you're
yeah
saying it to someone, it's too late for him.
definitely um but yeah they set off this is when they find the buried Indian where John Wayne or well Harry Carey Jr. first like smashes the rock on its head, but
Yes,
then
in anger. Yeah.
he's like, "Why don't you finish the job?" John Wayne says, and then shoots his eyes out, and is like, says he did that because like in their belief, it's like their eyes are like they need their eyes to like find like their like
They
afterlife
can't enter
place
the
or
spirit
something.
land. He says they can't enter the
Yeah,
spirit land
they have to like
without their
forever
eyes.
wander if he shoots their eyes.
Yes.
It's like
I
damn, this
mean
guy. Yeah,
that's got a lot of reading. First of all, that's an example. That's a great example of what I was saying. Where like John Wayne is extreme. Like his character Ethan is extremely racist, but at the same time
Yeah.
knows a lot about their culture to do that.
Oh,
You know,
100%. Yeah.
and then at the same time, yeah, at the same time, and then like his reasoning for doing it, it almost feels like he wants them to have the same fate that he has of just always
Yeah.
searching. Not being able to enter the home like he can't at the end.
Yeah. 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 Damn.
Even the way he's describing it is like he's describing like he wants them to have the same fate as he does.
He
Damn.
wants them to
Yeah.
suffer.
He
Yeah,
wants to bring
exactly,
everyone down to his level.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like I mean, Tad Gallagher says Martin and Scar, which is the Comanche villain. He says they're basically the alter egos for Ethan in a way, like the kind
Mm,
of yeah. I think that's a good way to look at it too.
interesting. Yeah. But yeah.
Why would Martin be the alter ego? Like his
I mean,
good
he ends up
side?
saving her. He ends up saving her.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe his alter egos in the sense, as in like, this might be how John Wayne started out whenever he was first in the West. Maybe you could say.
Like an early John Wayne.
Yeah,
He had
just
more
like this
ideals, I think.
idealistic young man.
Yeah.
Mm,
Because he's definitely like proven wrong a lot in this movie. Like he's not cut out for this type of life.
Martin. Oh yeah. I
Martin.
mean, we kind of skipped over the first example of
Yeah,
that. Is when Martin
exactly.
decides to go. He's just like because John Wayne seems smart, where he's like, I know we want to go rush out there, but we have to let the horses rest, or else we're not going to make
Yeah,
it. We have to be
yeah.
patient, even if we want to rush. And he's like, "No, I can make it." And like they see him just out there like dying halfway through.
Yeah. For sure. But yeah, they continue on. We get like the scene of them going through the swamp. Do you guys think the swamp is a set? I feel like it has to be, right?
I think that
Do you
it kind
remember
of looked like it. I don't know. I know the shot you're talking about. It
it?
doesn't look as wide as some of the other shots we see, so I can see
Yeah,
what you're saying
definitely.
about.
I'm pretty sure it's a set, but it still looks good. We also see. Is this the first time where John Wayne also says "That'll be the day"? Like
that'll
it's like
be the
kind of his
day.
catchphrase. Because Ward Bond's like, "You want to quit, Ethan?" Because they're like, I think they're getting like paranoid or whatever, like they're getting scared or something.
Yeah,
And then John Wayne's like, "That'll be the day." And he says that a
I think
lot.
first time.
Yeah.
he does say that a lot, and it's really cool. It's really cool every time.
Actually, I forgot to say. We might have to use that for one of the songs. There was a song. One of the I forgot the guy's name. There was a song released called That'll Be the Day" after
Mm.
the guy heard the song.
Wait, guy heard this song? What do you mean?
The guy
Or
who
he
watched
the
this
guy heard
movie.
John. I have to watch this movie, not the song. Yeah, watch the movie. Sorry, I'm
Uh,
trying to look up his name. I forgot his name.
well, there's already like two great songs in this movie,
Buddy
right?
Holly. Buddy Holly.
Because there's the ending song's really good.
I was gonna say
And
we
also,
have to use Ethan Returns, which is the first song that when he actually
no, but that's what I was saying. That song and then the ending song are both like amazing. Because the ending
the
song is
ending
like
something.
it's the Sons of the Pioneers. It's called The Searchers, and it's like a really good song. Because I
Okay.
remember it's yeah. Well, we'll figure it out anyway.
Okay.
But does the Man Shot Liberty Valance have any like good music?
Uh, well, I was gonna say we could use the Anne Rutledge theme. I don't know if you guys noticed it. It's
Uh,
all throughout the movie, dude. It's crazy.
Wait, really? Oh, I
It's
didn't
all
even notice
throughout it.
that.
It's
That's
all throughout
insane.
it. It's
Anyway,
insane.
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, Dan. That's
Uh,
pretty cool.
but also, like the reason I brought this up because Buddy Holly, that was the guy who made a song called "That'll Be the Day," based on the Searchers. There was also a song for the Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, but the song
Oh,
didn't get released in time for the movie, so they couldn't put it in it. But it's by Gene Pitney called "The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance."
oh,
Another
interesting.
both these movies have songs attached to them.
I feel like a lot of westerns did, because like Johnny
Yeah, it was like
Guitar
a
had one.
way to
Rancho
sell them.
Notorious also had one. Like I feel like it's just like, yeah, they're crazy.
Actually, I think "That'll Be a Day" wasn't actually an official one for the movie though. It was like literally the guy just like blind so much from Don Wayne
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
it.
yeah. Um, But the Searchers still has the Sons of the Pioneer song that plays at the end, which I'm pretty sure was made for it because it's called the Searchers.
That makes sense. I mean,
But
if it plays at
anyway,
the end of the movie, that would make sense for sure.
yeah. But then we see their kind of like first like I guess like fight with the Indians and at the like it's like a would you call it a pond or
A
like
river.
yeah I guess it's like more of but it's like also is it a
Yeah,
river? Yeah, I guess
yeah.
it is a
Because
river.
Ward Bond goes like, let's like he whispers, let's try across the river or whatever. And that's whenever
Yeah,
they break. This is a really well shot scene. It's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, because they have to.
It's just the
They're like
classic, like they're about to get surrounded and shit. Like
yeah, they're
you
like
see the Comanche on both sides. Like
yeah, they're like
Oh
holed
yeah.
up at the river, and they like basically are know they're about to get like rushed pretty much. Um, but they do a good job at like fending them off.
this is another instance of John Wayne's character going, you would say, way too far. Because whenever the Comanche are retreating, he's still firing at them, trying to kill
Yeah.
them.
Oh yeah. He also knows
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they were playing their death song. He mentioned to Warbond like that's their death song. That means they're like about to charge. Like John
yes.
Wayne knew that.
Also, Ward Bond, like classic kind of like fighting pastor that he plays is like he like at one part during the shooting he says like hallelujah when one of them I think he
Yeah.
shoots someone dies or something. I forgot exactly what
Yeah,
happens. He yells hallelujah,
yeah.
and then like right after he's like moralizing to John Wayne for going too far. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and they're having yeah, basically yeah, they successfully fend them off.
But this is when it's like Ethan's
Yeah.
like I'm going alone. I can't deal with this Ward Bond guy
Yeah.
anymore. And then
Well,
Yeah.
like
the two uh,
Ethan does have a few instances in this movie where he can shoot people in the back, which
oh
Ward
yeah,
Bond does not consider. Like he considers that basically murder. So he definitely is
Yeah.
moralizing, but to him it's at least different. But
yeah, he definitely has at least more. Seems like more rules, but uh, we'll see because we kind of skipped this scene earlier, but I was going to bring it up later. When they kind of argue the first time about whether to go attack straight the camp straight up, and they're worried about
Yeah.
killing Debbie. In the like, that's why they don't want to go attack straight on. And John Wayne's not worried about it. You know, he's like his main. He's like more worried about the revenge part than the girls actually being alive. It seems like we're already getting
Yeah.
signs of that. You know.
Definitely.
But then by the time at the end of the movie, because Ward Bond is like, no, wait, we can't do that. We're not doing it. It's too much risky. It's too risky. By the end of the movie, he's okay with doing it. He's the one who's
Yeah.
like, Martin's the only one who's
True.
like, let me go try to save her first. Even Ward Bond's like, no, we can't do it anymore. You know, we have to go attack, even if she dies. But it's
Damn,
been like
yeah.
a few years, you know. At that point, it's been like what 6 years or something in this movie. I forgot how long it was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But but yeah, basically the group basically narrows down to three people. It's him and the two young guys, pretty much.
Hmm.
And basically they have to split up, kind of like going around this like big like cliff thing. And then when they meet back up, I guess well, yeah, they meet back up and then um like I think they're like spying on the Indians or whatever, and then one of the guys when they meet back up say like, "Oh, I saw like Lucy or whatever because I saw her like a person wearing her blue dress." And then John Wayne's like, "Nah, that wasn't Lucy because I found Lucy back at the canyon, like she was dead.
yeah,
Like found her
no,
body maybe like what, a month."
John Wayne emerging from the canyon after witnessing that is like you
Yeah,
already know he saw some shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah,
But obviously, this is what makes that young guy, the guy that was supposed to marry Lucy, go basically get himself killed. So
yeah, damn, it's crazy. And basically, yeah, basically it goes from 3 to 2 then, and like yeah, we get some like scenes of like the seasons passing, or as John Wayne says, the turn of the earth. Because is the scene where he says the turn, like the it's like they're on their horses in the snow. Um, he's like basically like well, Martin goes, well, do you think there's maybe you think maybe there's a um I forget what does he ask him that John Wayne recons when oh yeah he says yeah we'll find them in the end, I promise you, just we'll find them just as sure as the turn of the earth. And that's when Scorsese says like yeah this is where like he is like a poet of hatred in a way. But yeah, then we see, I guess Danny mentioned earlier how the doorway scene kind of comes back. And this is
Yeah.
also kind of where it comes back when we see is he's like what are they in relation to John Wayne again? These people?
They're
Are
the
they
family friends.
family friends? Okay, yeah.
They were like the neighbors, I think.
Yeah. Um
But also Martin is in love with or like the girl too.
yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, they
I
say
also
they have to
noticed because I was like because the girls they're both in love with each other kind of. But I remember realizing like during this scene, uh, what's her name? I should look this up because we're probably going to be mentioning her more often now. I feel like
Lori?
I think it's Lori.
No, it is
Yeah,
Lori.
Lori.
That
Her
was
name,
she
the actress is
referenced.
Vera Miles. Um, but yeah, at this on this scene, I was wondering why. Like, I remember watching it this time, wondering why she wasn't running up to meet him on the horse. She just like stays back.
yeah,
But then at the very end of the movie, she actually runs up to meet him.
yeah.
It's almost like
Okay.
kind of just to keep the difference, you know. Like at this, like almost you can kind of like feel the years as well.
Yeah. Damn.
There's just like little because Ford loves repeating images, but it's like you know how we've talked about repetition in cinema is like it's really kind of your like minor differences and how you change it. It's like makes the repetitions meaningful.
Yeah. Damn. Um but yeah, we see kind of uh John Wayne kind of like talking to them, uh, kind of briefing them on the situation. We also see kind of like the scenes between the two lovers. Um, I guess this where also we kind of see more of John Wayne's. Uh, or wait, no, I guess like is it John? Was it John Wayne saying that Martin should stay, or Martin saying like wanting not wanting to go on? Then John Wayne's like telling him like basically like it's like Martin talking about how he has like no kin here, no family, no money, no horses. I forgot exactly what he was referring to, but yeah, um,
Yeah, basically John Wayne doesn't want him to go though. I think it's John Wayne doesn't
yeah,
want him to go.
okay, yeah, so yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is when,
Because they
um,
get the dad of the family or whatever basically says that there's a tip waiting for them from that Fetterman guy.
okay, yeah,
Someone got like a had information about a dress that they bought that
yeah,
looked like
yeah,
the
yeah,
Mm.
Kennedys or something. So
damn,
It's
yeah,
kind of crazy like the time lapses because like I think the letter is from like 6 months or like they say it's from the winter or something. So the letter's
yeah.
like
It
kind of
all of a
old.
sudden
Like
goes
it's
into
not
like a
like
voiceover. Yeah, we all of a
yeah.
sudden get thrust into like a framing device.
Well, that's a little later.
Oh no, is that? Oh no, that's not what you're talking
This is
about. My
this
bad.
is the letter
Yeah.
of like where they learned the tip from this Fetterman guy,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
the $1,000 reward. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, this is basically what gets him to leave again.
Yeah. And then we see the fucking guitar player guy show up too.
Charlie.
The
That's not
dude
his
with
name.
the creepiest ass smile of all time.
Yeah,
I mean, you kind of skipped over just them killing the John Fetterman guy
Okay, yeah, that. Oh yeah, shit.
because like
Yeah,
that's a
I mean
pretty
it's
big
just kind of
scene
important. Yeah, it's just important for like
for later.
yeah for later. Also, kind of just shows it's like a character revelation moment where Wayne kind of sets up, basically makes Martin the bait. Doesn't tell
yeah.
him the plan where he's like using him as bait for this guy.
Like yeah, this whole movie's just John Wayne bullying Martin.
Oh yeah.
But
Um, but yeah, this is
because
where
that
we
scene
get the
also,
letters. No,
yeah. Um,
wait, what were you gonna say? That scene is what?
the scene with the campfire looks really good too because it's like the darkness
Mm.
with the campfire lighting it.
Also,
But
I
yeah, this
forgot
is when
because I watched it in 2017. I forgot actually what happened to this scene. So like, it surprised me what he was doing too, because he
yeah
was being way too nice to him. Like you're like, you know something's up because
yeah
he's like tucking him in and stuff.
yeah. No, that's true. But yeah, this is when the movie kind of gets thrust into the framing device of like them with the letter, um, and we see like them at like the Indian like camp. Isn't this when this is where Martin like accidentally buys the wife,
Yeah.
which is like a funny scene.
He thought he was buying a rug, and he ended up buying a wife.
uh, yeah, and like
Yeah, there's
Martin
a,
tries to like the way like Martin's like trying to like get her to go like we can tell her to go back and like leave her or whatever, and John Wayne's like no, we can't make an enemy of the Indians like by doing that. But and also it also shows and it's another example of John Wayne like knowing a lot about their culture. The fact that he knew that he like bought himself a wife
that's true. He seems
too.
to know her language, or at least some of it.
Yeah,
Like he
that too.
understands her more than he does.
And of course this is Martin's like lover reading it
Reading
Yeah,
the
too. So that
notes.
yes.
Yeah.
element,
I
yeah,
mean,
like
first, it's kind of
fascinating.
crazy. Like he says, this is the only letter he wrote to her, or is that? Yeah, I think this is the only letter he wrote to her,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
which is
that's a
crazy.
crazy.
Because she said you could have written more than once in 5 years. You could have at least said you
Yeah,
loved
because
me.
he's like mad that she's getting married, and
Yeah,
she's like, you wrote one letter over 5 years. Like, what was I supposed to expect?
You didn't even say
like
you loved me.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, I thought you knew. It's like, how was I supposed to
that
know? You wrote one fucking letter. Like,
yeah,
and
that seems crazy.
and then even in the letter, uh, like it's not like it's a romantic letter or anything. You know, he's just like stating the facts of what happened. It's like
Yeah.
a
Like, I got myself a squaw wife.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
wiped someone up.
the way she gets so mad, where he's like, yeah, I got a wife. She wasn't nearly as old as you. She's like, how old does she think I
Yeah,
am?
yeah, that's funny. Shit. Yeah, she definitely like crashes out over it. And like we like the scenes where Martin's like talking to the Indian girl too is like are so funny.
Kicks her off the
I mean,
bed.
he also kicks her too, which is kind of like brutal. You could,
Yeah, it's crazy. Um, but yeah. Um, they like have the bison scene to happen.
yeah,
They
like the
make
wife ran
her they
away.
make a yeah they make the wife basically tell them information about Scar, which makes her leave. And it's a
Yeah.
great transition scene because it's just like you see the arrows on the ground. He's like, who knows if she left more arrows because it snowed like 3 days after, and
Yeah,
then
That's
just goes
true.
to that bison scene, which is it's a great scene. Just
and we
another
see
scene.
like the U.S. Army.
But
Well,
it's
this
also
scene's
the
just
bison
another
is important
scene of
because
yeah.
him
It's another scene
basically
of John Wayne just being like yeah, just being full of hatred. Like
full of hatred, but
Yeah,
also understanding how what they like. Also understanding the Indian way of life. You know, like shooting the bison just so they can't eat.
yeah.
true.
It's kind of
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah, just kind of crazy how
that's some
like
real
you
hater
hate
shit.
It's also it definitely could just be a callback on just the railroad being built to the west because that was like one of the big things back in the day was whenever the railroad was being built to the west, people would just sit in the back of the trains and just shoot bison dead
No,
as they were.
and I remember hearing stuff like, I mean, you hear this with all of nature now. Like, the world used to be way more populated with animals, but bison are just like one more
Yeah,
example of that. Where like there used to be just so much bison in the United States, and now there's like, obviously way less.
yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think they basically end off the letter because they think they're like they like basically kind of get duped. They like went into that like one house and they thought they were like someone found them, but then they look at all the girls that also were kind of like kidnapped by Indians, I guess, and then she wasn't a part of them.
Well, because we first see the because we learned that this Indian cavalry camp. I mean, the not Indian, U.S. cavalry. They just
Yeah.
raided a Indian camp,
Okay. Yeah.
and that's when
That's
we learned
yeah.
that the wife died in that camp too. Basically,
Yeah.
kind of in a way showing like the U.S. are also doing the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
uh,
Because Martin says he says something to that extent. He basically just goes like, "Why'd they have to kill her? She didn't do anything mean to nobody."
exactly. Like
Yeah.
basically, in a way, as much as you can say, like saying the U.S. were as evil too, in a way, what they did to them.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then John Wayne just being ultra racist in this camp whenever he sees the
Yes,
girls.
yes.
It's like
Like
they're
kind
not
of
white
his like
anymore.
hatred. Like there's like it hangs on close of him looking at them too,
Yeah, and
which to me,
disgust,
like
basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
and just like kind of his thoughts of what we're going through. You know, obviously thinking about Debbie too,
Hmm.
because one of them says it's like it's hard to believe they're white, and he says they ain't white anymore; they're Comanche.
Yeah. It's rough. Because then also,
Well, because I
like,
mentioned the captivity narrative being like one of the big genres in U.S. kind of literary history, at least
mhm.
in popular. It was like very popular for a long time. This is this theme right here is one of the main reasons why. You know, because like for a lot of American history, like this was the worst thing that could happen to you, is like losing your
Yeah.
whiteness. You know, becoming Indian.
Mhm. Oh
Uh,
yeah.
and like Ethan is obviously the outward example. That's why I say he's like the outward example of this. Kind of he's bringing it to the surface as racism, but it feels like a lot of the characters feel the same way in this movie. You know, it's not just Ethan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ethan's kind of the extreme example.
Yes, and
Well,
he's
he's the
willing to
one that
do
doesn't
like
hide it. He doesn't
no,
hide
doesn't
it,
hide
at the
it.
very
He's willing to do
least.
the hard thing, which is kill her if necessary. At least we think at
Yeah.
the time, you know. But like I said,
Definitely.
Lori even later on is like kind of on the camp on Ethan's side of killing her,
Hmm.
especially once we learn like she's already gotten she's already in a, like I think it's like 6 years later or something. You know,
Yeah.
she's older now. Like by this time, Ethan's like yeah, she's like way too over.
Yeah.
Like,
And then, because I think it's here when it's like the end of the letter. So
yeah,
it cuts back to Lori reading it, and she like goes to the window, and then the guitar guy like goes and like he's playing the "Skip to the Loo, My Darling," and this is kind of like I guess like it cuts right as he's like walks up to her and is like singing, strumming the guitar and singing right next to her, and this is like kind of like the next time we see them is like basically they're about to get married, right?
it's very
Or do
just
we?
like yeah, I think you're right because it's just good visual storytelling of just teasing like you know the letter's over. She's probably gonna move on now. You know, at least like
Yeah. No.
there's a guy
Yeah.
right here
And
waiting for her.
definitely, even though it's like definitely way too old for her, like definitely weirdly creepy guy.
Damn,
Like,
fucking ages over here.
dude, okay, come on.
Was he that
This
old?
guy's
Like,
this guy's
I
but
thought his
okay,
voice
it's not
sounded
even
good too.
it's not that he's just old, it's also that he like looks creepy as fuck. That's also like a big part
Damn.
of it.
I don't even think he's supposed to be creepy in the movie.
He's
He
not.
gives off really big creepy vibes to me, low
He's not
key.
supposed to be creepy. He's just like maybe a little mentally slow, you could say.
Yeah, he's
Wait, that's worse than what I said.
no. I
He's a
think in the
little
movie's
mentally slow.
context, in the movie's context, he's supposed to
In his
be.
context, he's supposed to
Like,
be.
damn, Blake, like
Because
shit.
well, no, because what fucking Martin or whatever his name is goes like, "You're marrying him." Later
Yeah.
on, he's like, "Now I have an issue with
Yeah.
this."
No, yeah, damn. Like he beat me out for you, like damn. But yeah, then we see like them at like the Mexican like canteen place, like what they're like, yeah, and they're like
This is when
drinking.
they get the information about Scar.
Uh, yes, they do for sure. Um, yeah, they go to that camp, and then they see Scar finally.
This is where I was like, yeah, they don't know. They don't think Scar at the time knows who they are.
Yeah,
They're like pretending to be some traders,
yeah.
and that's when they see Debbie. Like when the guy's showing them the scalps that he has,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's like Debbie, the one who's like holding them.
yeah, damn. Yeah, it's very very tense scene here for sure. Um, and then yeah, then Debbie comes running up to them when they're like a little away from the camp,
Mm.
and I could tell like yeah, she's definitely like confused. Or
Well, she's trying to warn them.
Yeah,
oh, she is yeah. I wonder how
because
old
she's
she is in this scene.
probably like 16 if it's been like 6 years, because I think she was only like 10 whenever
Okay,
she was
yeah,
taken.
This is
she
also a
definitely
famous
seems.
actress, Natalie Wood,
No,
or
yeah,
Without a
Natalie Wood. She
Cause,
has a very
or Without a Cause. Is the one
West Side Story.
I haven't seen that one.
Um,
What?
Miracle
I
on
mean, okay,
34th
it's Fanny
Street.
we're talking about.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
Natalie Wood's she's a very good actress though, for sure.
Also, her
But
real
yeah.
life sister apparently plays the younger Debbie.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, you could basically say that this scene is reaffirming John Wayne's fears that he's already lost her, essentially.
Yeah,
Well, he's about to shoot her.
Oh yeah,
Like he's
oh,
trying
oh
to
big
shoot her.
time.
yeah, yeah,
Martin only gets in his
Martin steps
way.
in front of her, yeah. Because she
Like
basically
he's
just
like
says,
just
like,
about
these
to
are my
shoot on
people
the
now.
spot. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, he doesn't even care if she wants to leave or not. He's like, because he's kind of far away. He's like trying to about to
yeah.
shoot him,
Yeah.
But
but
like, yeah,
she
like
wants to
Deb.
stay. I think that's to me like I don't even know if I'd call them complaints, but to me at least biggest questions of the movie are does why does Debbie have a sudden change of heart where she wants to stay with the Indians here, but later on when Martin comes, she's like really excited to leave, you know,
Yeah,
and then also at the very end. I'm still not 100% sure why. I guess we're going to talk about this, but why Ethan makes that decision to save her. But at least in the context of this scene, I am still not understanding why Debbie 100% decides later on she
well,
wants to go with him.
maybe
When,
because like if she doesn't, the Indians are like in danger if she stays. Like
but she seems
like
excited
if
to go
they,
with him though, because when Martin comes in,
yeah, I guess
she's
that. I
excited.
don't know.
She's excited to leave. She even like screams when the
Yeah.
Indian comes to the when Martin shoots the Indian guy that
Mhm.
walks up to the tent right after he rescues her.
Hmm.
To me, it's like the biggest like I'm not sure why that sudden change.
Mhm. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. That is weird.
Yeah, because in this scene it
Um.
makes more sense to me. Why she's like she's trying to she still kind of remembers them for sure. She's telling
Yeah.
them she still
Definitely.
cares about them. She wants them to leave, uh,
Yeah.
but she wants to stay. You know.
Hmm. But yeah, we see like Martin and Ethan arguing over. Like Martin's like mad at him for thinking about her in that way, like thinking of her like as not them anymore, and like trying to kill her, obviously.
Well, yeah,
But
because the Indians are the ones that save her. Because the Indians
yeah,
shoot, they come shooting, and that's when they run away,
yeah.
and that's when they have this conversation you're about to talk about.
And Martin says, I hope you die," and then John Wayne says, "That'll be the day." Like, damn.
Also, like, I also think this is an interesting scene too, because like, there's like a certain, because we've seen one of the kind of dynamics of the movie is Ethan not liking Martin very much. He calls him a half breed,
Yeah,
etc. He's obviously even a little racist towards Martin.
yeah,
But it's this scene where you
definitely.
think he's almost having like a reconciliation, where he's like, "If I die in my will, I want everything to go to you." And you think Martin's like, you think it's almost like a sentimental moment. He's like, "I don't want this. I don't want this from you. What about Debbie? She's actually your kin." Because like John Wayne's like, "I have no
Yeah,
next of kin now.
Hmm.
That's why you can have all my stuff." And he's like, "You do have
damn.
next of kin, Debbie." And he's like, "No, she's not my next of kin anymore."
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what like pisses Martin off. He's like, I don't want your stuff." Uh,
Hmm.
So it's like even in this kind of almost like sentimental scene where you think he's like giving away things to the guy he doesn't like, it's like he's still being racist, like his reasoning
No,
for it.
yeah, 100% for sure. Because then I think right after this scene, it's the wedding scene, which this scene is I think is really good, especially because like I just love the way it like because we cut back to them at the wedding, like basically like the wedding like ceremony happening. Uh, Ward Bond's there. He's like dressing up, and then like everyone's in there and they're just waiting for the bride to come out, and that's exactly when John Wayne and Martin arrive,
Hmm.
and that's like it's like the perfect like they were arriving at the door, and then her coming down about to enter the door to go like walk the aisle. It's like so perfect how like the perfect timing, and of course like she like comes down the stairs right to face to face with Martin too.
Well,
It's kind of like
I mean, Martin's kind of stupidity here is kind of like amazing because first of all, he's mad. He's like
yeah
mad about her getting married, even though it's been 5 years or whatever.
yeah
He also, when they first show up, his. Do you remember the first thing he says when they see the party?
It's like, do you think this is for us?
Yeah,
yeah yeah.
and John Wayne says again, "That'll be the
uh,
day," which is also
oh, that's
great.
so funny. Yeah,
But it's like,
yeah.
what? Why would they be throwing a party for you? Did you even tell them you're coming? Like, probably not.
No,
Like, you
yeah,
wrote one fucking
no, yeah.
letter in 5 years. Like, how would they even know you were coming
they,
to throw you a
they
party?
just felt our
Like, what?
felt our presence,
Yeah, like every
forthcoming.
day they throw a party for you just in case you'll leave.
Yeah. Um, oh yeah, and yeah, they crashed the party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's like a
Yeah.
few things going on. Because not only is she getting married, but they're both kind of wanted for murder of the Fetterman
Yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yes,
whole
exactly.
thing.
Exactly.
And like, of course, Martin's like, bro, I know I only wrote you one letter, but like, why the fuck are you getting married? Like, shit. It's like,
I thought
bro,
you knew I loved you.
yeah,
But he's kind of right. She still loves him because he's like, I guess I'll just go away. And he's like, no,
No.
if you do, I'll die.
yeah,
And then the Charlie guy walks in, and this
Yeah,
this
that's when
is
they have
whatever
their fucking.
he basically just goes like, "What? You're leaving me for this guy? Are you fucking kidding me?" Like,
yeah. And that's when
This one
yeah
we
they
got
take
our
it
quiet man
outside.
scene.
yeah.
Yeah. Damn. No, it's funny how like yeah, it kind of goes on for like a while too. Feels like
It does.
yeah, and yeah. They like shake hands at the end, and then like Joe Orphan's like, oh, where's my Bible? And or no, the guy's like, oh, where's my Bible? And there's like, and then or someone said, oh, where's my Bible? And then someone else says, there ain't gonna be no wedding now, pretty much.
That's Charlie that says that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because yeah, the wedding gets called off pretty much.
I mean, he knows the truth.
Yeah,
And I think this is what the scene where the Martha lady or the mother comes back up because someone basically, I think someone says whenever John Wayne and Martin are leaving again, like Martha would want Debbie to be killed if it was between her living like that or
Well, yeah, there's
something
actually
like
a
that.
lot that goes on in this because, like, first we see the kind of Union cavalry, the young cavalry soldier come,
That's true. Yeah,
and
I
that's
forgot
when
about that.
that's their reasoning for going back out again because he comes
Yeah,
on like um, telling them that they found Scar and they want help, basically.
yeah.
And actually, this is kind of the guy that plays that young soldier is John Wayne's son,
oh,
Pat Wayne.
Oh, I can see it.
And like, if you
They
kind
do
of
kind.
notice
They
in the
kind of look like
scene,
each. Yeah,
he's like he's like really nervous. It seems like like the way he's talking. And apparently for the
yeah.
scene, they didn't tell they didn't tell Pat Wayne that John Wayne and Ward Bond were just gonna mess with him. He told John Ford told him basically just like mess with him during the scene, and like not
Uh,
they didn't tell him any of the dialogue he's gonna say. So like all of this was improvised. Like there's like a great moment of when he tells the John Wayne basically telling his son, he tells him to turn around, and he's like, hey, hold on, I can't tell who you are. He's like tells him to turn around. He's like, okay, yeah, you're a Yankee soldier or something like that.
yeah, damn.
uh, basically saying like I had to look this up because I didn't know exactly what he meant at first. Because he's basically saying like he recognizes Yankee soldiers by them running away from seeing what they look like from the back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's
Damn,
like,
he's
oh
like,
yeah,
yeah,
that's a Yankee soldier.
damn. Then there's that one guy they like carrying that like is
Mose.
like
those. Yeah,
yeah, that guy.
Yeah, basically giving them more information.
Yeah, about Scar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then this is the one they decide to go out. And
Yeah.
Blake, yeah, she says, Lori. This is what Lori says. She
I
says,
thought it was Lori.
do you know what Ethan will do? He'll put a bullet in her brain. I tell you, Martha would only want him to, and Martha's the
Yeah,
mother.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then Martin says, only if I'm dead.
Yeah.
Basically, being the
Damn.
only one who kind of has at least some kind of good moral sense in this movie. Feels like.
yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because the
Yeah.
mom's name has basically been used like two different times for two different reasons, or two different ways,
Mhm.
basically. Because the first way was the friend saying like, "Don't get the sons killed for vengeance," and the second way is, "Oh, she would have wanted this."
Yeah.
Yeah. And then basically, yeah, they're like going into like it's like a stealth mission into the camp. The way they like drop
Oh,
Martin
dude.
in,
I
that's
mean,
so
well,
crazy.
some of these shots before are some of my favorite shots in the movie. Of like there's this long shot we see John Wayne like laying on this rock. Then the camera slowly
Yeah.
follows him as he goes and looks out into like the onto the camp below him. Then it cuts to this like amazing shot of Ward Bond's face, like just framed perfectly, like between two like monuments in the background. It's just like honestly a gorgeous
Yes.
dark scene.
Damn.
Like just the way his face is like it's like a profile shot of him,
Yeah. No, I know
and
exactly.
then all
Yeah.
this is like and then they kind of drop Martin down after he's willing to go.
Yeah.
All of it just
Him
like
as
so
Abraham
gorgeous.
Lincoln ass hat.
It's like really
It's
dark
just
blue. Like
yeah.
This is definitely where I can get the similarities to Episode Two of Star Wars.
all of this stuff too.
Well, because the Anakin rescuing his mom all takes place at night, and it's like him sneaking in to the camp and into a tent, looking at her and finding her and shit. So,
Oh, true.
but
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, they drop him in there. And then yeah, there's like oh yeah, he goes in to like get find
All this
Debbie.
happens really fast too. This,
Yeah, there's so much that happens. And yeah, then they like charge in. And the scene is very exciting.
yeah.
it's shot really well too. Obviously,
Well, and
Yeah,
there's a
obviously.
lot
Yeah.
like that happens. Like I said first, the one I don't understand is Debbie kind of changing
Yeah,
her
yeah,
mind suddenly to just be okay going with them. Especially since her kind of family for the last 6 years is all getting killed by these Americans attacking the camp
yeah.
now. You know, but she does
Yeah.
end up running away, and this is where John Wayne also scalps Scar. It's kind of
yeah.
implied, you
For no,
know.
oh,
Oh yeah.
not even implied. They show
Well,
it basically.
no, they don't actually show the kill. They show him about to
Well,
scalp the head, and then he cuts away.
yeah. That's as much as you
It's implied.
need.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They don't actually show anything. It's implied. It's not on
Yeah.
screen
That's
because actually,
basically
there's
showing it.
well, see, that's the thing. Off screen is still showing in a way, but it's also not showing. That's also where cinema can be great because there's a few moments of that where actually like the stuff off screen, like a lot of the action actually takes place off screen.
Oh,
Even
definitely.
the raid at the beginning of the movie, we actually don't see the raid happening when the family dies. You know, we only see the aftermath. There's a
Yeah.
lot of examples. Like yeah, another example I can think of now is when Harry Carey Jr. dies. The first one that sees the girl's dress at the beginning, and then he's like gets so mad that he just like basically goes to kill himself in the. He
Yeah,
goes to raid the Indian camp and just he knows he's gonna die, but we don't see
Yeah.
any of it. We just see John Wayne's and both of them watching.
Damn.
There's a lot of that in this movie too.
there is.
That's why this action actually we actually see some of the action in this scene anyway. Like
Yeah.
the great
We
shot of
also yeah, we also get like he also teases that maybe because like when Debbie runs away, Ethan Edwards is the first one to catch her, and like you think I think it shows Martin like running after him because he thinks she's about to
yes.
kill her again, but then he picks her up and is like, "Let's go home, Debbie."
To me, I even think
But,
he thinks he's about to kill her until that very moment.
yeah.
You know,
Oh, for real? Yeah. Oh, damn.
like
Yeah.
I think he even has it like when he picks her up. Because do you remember the last time he
That's yeah.
picks her up?
That's another change of heart, kind of like the Debbie
Was
change
another
of heart as well. That's like a
yes.
similar, I would guess, like kind of weird change of heart between the two. That's kind of
Also, this is another
unexplainable.
kind of repeating of the image because you remember when he first sees Debbie when he comes the first time to the house. he picks her up almost in the
Okay,
exact
yeah.
same way.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That is right.
To me, that's why it's like almost he could have changed his mind in this moment when he picks her up. You know, where he's like he almost realizes it's like the way we
Yeah,
almost like like have memory through the way we move and stuff. It's like that kind
Hmm.
of reminds him of the old Debbie,
yeah. Damn.
but it's also like a sudden change of heart where he just decides to save her. Instead of killing her. Like, I think it would be an
Yeah.
interesting movie also if he decided to kill her too. It would be way darker, obviously.
Of course,
But
Danny is like, just kill her.
well, I'm just
God,
saying, like, I wonder
that'd
if
be fucking
they
brutal.
wouldn't they probably wouldn't have been able to do that.
You probably low key when you were watching it the first time, you were low key rooting for that. I'm sure. You're
Okay,
like, uh,
okay.
you're like, please do it. Finish the job, John Wayne. Gosh.
Okay. Oh
Um,
my god, this guy.
no. Anyway. But yeah, this we're getting to the end here. Basically, this is when they essentially bring her home finally, and then we
Well, actually,
see
this is
him.
like a question for me in the movie is like, doesn't why does he not cut straight to them coming home? Do you remember there's like a quick scene right after this?
Oh,
I don't know if you remember it. It's like a comedy. It's played for comedy.
isn't like War Bond in it or something?
Yeah, like what I think his ass got shot or something, or like
Oh yeah.
he
Wait,
was
okay.
like helping
Yeah.
him out.
Oh yeah. What the fuck is this? Yeah. What the fuck is this
It's like
here?
so random, but I think like my reason is like Ford probably wanted some like comedy between like two really emotional scenes. If I had to
Yeah.
be my
Fair.
guess, but it's almost so random the way it's
It
like
adds
two
to
of the
the
most
fucking
like
lore of the movie,
these
dog.
super intense scenes, and it's like this random shot of just like Ward Bond like shot in his ass like right after.
I mean, we were all wondering about Ward Bond's health after that scene. He just, it really just brings us calm spirits, knowing that he's okay. But anyway, yeah,
So he gets
basically the final scene though is like very famous. We see, them rolling up to the family friend's house. John Wayne carries Debbie in his arms and kind of hands him to the family there. Then everyone else kind of like joins the house, but then he, cannot enter. He just goes on, wanders back into the desert, you know.
also the great pose he does
Hmm.
with his hand on his
Okay, yeah,
arm.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Because he actually stole that. I remember I brought up this actor Harry Carey Jr. Not Jr. Harry Carey Sr.
Yeah.
John Wayne said he got that pose from Harry Carey. He used to do that all the time in his westerns. And
Oh,
Wayne said he said he always seemed like such a lonely character to him, and so he wanted to convey that with Ethan in this last shot.
yeah.
Because it is kind of like it's a weird stance for Wayne too. You don't usually see him do that pose.
No, yeah. Damn. I gotta start recreating it.
Just start going to doorways and doing that shit. As people walk out,
bro,
just stand there.
bro thinks he's John Wayne.
I mean, you are racist. You got that checked out.
Damn.
Whoa, whoa. Okay, wow. This is crazy. That's a
I mean, you
crazy
were
ass
calling me
take.
racist earlier. I feel like why can't?
Because you are one. No,
I
I'm
mean,
joking.
only
I'm joking.
only one of us picked only white directors, and it's not me.
Oh my! No way you're bringing that up,
Damn.
bro. See,
Damn.
but you're picking them to like fulfill like a quota. That's more racist.
Token
And I'm
picks, you
being
say?
I'm being like true and authentic.
Yeah, you're true, authentic
Um,
self.
I,
White
I
only.
walked right into that one. I walked right into that
You
one.
did. You did.
God damn it! All right.
That's a fitting end to this movie, though.
Anyway.
We can't
Yeah.
accept
That's
Luke. We have to leave him.
no.
He's got to wander back out in the desert.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are doing Mayo Shallow Valance by yourselves. Actually, this is actually my
Looks like
this
it's
is
not
my
racist
grand
enough for
finale for
him.
the podcast. I'm actually leaving now. Funny
There's
enough.
no racist characters in this one. He's out.
Yeah. I'm being kicked out. By the woke. By woke.
By woke, just in general.
It's just the woke mob is getting to
No,
me.
I am excited for this one, though.
But yeah, that's the Searchers.
Great movie. Also, this was also a
Um,
great movie.
yeah, we went long on it, but I feel like you kind of have to.
Yeah.
So yeah, after the break though, we'll get into The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. So stay tuned. And we're back. We talk about The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, John Ford's 1962 film. Another one, as we kind of mentioned earlier, one of his more popular movies. And this one, I feel like it's a lot of people's favorite Ford from what I've seen. This is like a very popular like favorite Ford pick. Like even more than some of the other ones that we've talked about. But yeah, this one it's a really interesting western because I mean there isn't like I guess most Ford westerns don't have like a ton of action, but this one I feel like has maybe even less than those. Would I be correct in thinking that? You guys think?
I
Am I
mean,
off?
there's barely any, right? Like
Yeah, like I feel like there's not that much, like at
just
all.
I
Yeah.
mean, the beginning scene with
Y- I
him
mean,
getting
compared to
pushed
his
into the
other
fence.
ones, there still aren't that many of his other ones either. Like My Darling
Yeah, that's what I was
Clementine
saying, but
literally
even then
only
it's
has
like
the last
less.
one.
Yeah.
But like compared to the
But
Searchers, it has less.
yeah.
I mean, The Searchers doesn't have a lot either, though.
No, none of
Yeah,
his.
there's like
I
two
mean,
big ones in The Searchers.
he's talked about this before, where he doesn't like showing long action. He likes his action to be fast.
Yeah.
I've seen
But
an
even
interview
then,
talking
yeah.
about that.
No, but yeah. Yeah. Um
But I
but
do
yeah, this
disagree
one
with that.
yeah, okay. But yeah, this one it's this is a very complex movie as are kind of all John Ford's movies, but this one's really interesting because there's kind of these three main characters. There's Jimmy Stewart's character, you know, the man of the law. You know, you could say he's like the he kind of like at initial glance he's like the representative of like good and kind of lawful order. Then there's the bad guy, Lee Marvin's character, who's like I love how just like how bad he is. Like he's like
Yeah.
truly like bad. Um, and then you have John Wayne, who's kind of the anti-hero, kind of in the gray area. You're not sure whether he's like purely good or purely you don't really know. I feel like when you're watching it for the first time, but
Oh yeah.
then Ford kind of like subverts your expectations throughout the movie.
Mhm.
Um, like at this point, like Jimmy Stewart is like not a good guy in my opinion at this point. Not like obviously there's like I'm not saying he's like fully bad, but like he's like slimy. I see him kind of as like a slimy like
100%.
politician, obviously as he kind of like
Yes.
becomes. But that kind
Yes.
of like to me like and like for obviously like John Wayne's character becomes more admirable to you throughout the movie once you realize you know he um kind of like what he did and kind of what he like sacrificed you could say. It's but
Hmm.
to me like this the whole like kind of point of this movie or like one of the points I guess because it's a complex thing. It's like it's about like kind of like America's foundation and on how kind of like a lot of like the myths we know and just like the systems that we live in are kind of built on this like lie um or just like they're built on very like the legends that our values come from are from very murky sources you know
Hmm.
um and yeah and I mean just like getting and just more on just like the film itself like I think it's just honestly just like it's just a it's very thought provoking, but it's just it's also has a lot of entertaining scenes, um, especially with the relationship between John Wayne's character and Jimmy Stewart's character. Which honestly, I don't know. Is there any other movie that has these two in it? because this is like two like really like heavyweights of the period in terms of actors. These two guys, so it's obviously
Good
just like a
question.
real like treat to like
Let me Google
see
it.
them, or at least just like any like two Hollywood actors that like match their level of like prominence. You know,
I
And
mean,
Cary
to
Grant and
me,
Jimmy Stewart had a movie together, I
there's
think.
Cary
definitely
Grant,
lots of
Jimmy
movies like
Stewart.
that.
Okay,
There's definitely lots of movies like that. I'm thinking
I don't know,
like
but this.
Heat is one of the movies I always think of.
I was thinking more old Hollywood, but yeah, I guess yeah, you're right. I guess about that, but like it's still like, but regardless, it's just it's a special thing to witness, and
Yes, especially since they're
Robert
kind
Mitchum
of
and Kirk
like.
Douglas.
Which one are you talking
you
about?
wait.
Out of the Past.
Oh shit!
Well, Kirk Douglas at the time though was like not that
Like, was he in his
popular.
Is he
prime?
not that
Kind of
big? I
thing.
mean, that was early,
Yeah,
but I mean, I feel like he was still
he
like
was kind of
basically
a
getting
relatively more unknown actor. And then was Robert Mitchum really that? I guess he kind of was.
how
Yeah,
dare you? How dare you, sir? That could-
trying to think of how big he was at the time though, because it was the '40s. But I think he was like
I,
semi.
according to Google AI, they're both also in the film "How the West Was Won," which also came out this year.
But that's like
Uh,
a lot. That's like an
yeah,
anthology
that's
type
an
movie, right?
anthology.
So it doesn't
And then
really
also,
count. I feel
apparently,
like.
John Wayne's last film was called "The Shootist," uh, and Stewart came out of retirement to play a doctor.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Anyway, yeah.
I feel like I've heard of the Shootist.
But yeah, the also the framing device in this movie I think is done extremely well. I think we talked about it last week with the long gray line, kind of because they have like similar uses of the framing device. Like you almost it starts the movie and then you kind of like forget about it until the end, where
Hmm.
it kind of like reframes the story for you, kind of like puts a end to it, or not if you want to think about it in that way. But yeah, like this movie it gives you a lot to think about for sure. Um, but yeah, I guess Blake, is this your first time watching it, by the way?
It is my first time watching it.
That's kind of crazy, honestly.
No, it is crazy, honestly.
Yeah, so like, what
No,
are your thoughts?
Oh shit!
it's definitely one of my two favorites that we've done this series, I think. So
One of your two oh, okay,
yeah, like it'll
interesting.
be top two most likely. No, I love this movie. I love any western that just is very unique, and this one is definitely very unique. Like I haven't really seen a western like it. Um,
Yeah.
like even something with freaking lawyers in them usually have the lawyers being more badass than Jimmy's the Jimmy Store's character is in this. But um,
Definitely, yeah.
no, I just love this. Basically, just this like what you kind of already said. What our country was built off of, which is just like these legends, which aren't even real. Like the ending of this movie is really great. Like that the last kind of main quote is really great. Just like when the legend
Yes.
becomes fact, print the legend. Like
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ,
Wait,
that's
yeah.
exactly how it
No,
was made.
it's a great quote. It's classic.
It's an
But
all-time.
that's how all legends are made, also. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
but
how history is made.
exactly. Um, but I do love just Jimmy Stewart and John Wayne's characters in this because I feel like there's just a lot of ways to read them too because like in some ways they're each other's alter egos. Like you could say that they're the same person at the end of the day, kind of
Hmm.
like they have the same
Mm.
motivations almost. It's just like one of them
Well, yeah,
is
they're both in love with the same woman.
both in love with the same
Yeah.
woman. It's just like one of them is the more righteous law side standing of himself, and the other one is just like the he's more willing to delve into, I guess you could say, the darker side, or just maybe the side that you need to have to actually
One is like more
control this.
presentable,
More
you could
presentable.
Well,
say.
you can't also just like this is shown in westerns all the time, but like the West is obviously not great. It's not this land of law. Like, and it took men like John Wayne to actually bring law there. Because
Yeah.
like lawyers, like lawyers wouldn't have anything to like they wouldn't be able to do anything without an actual like strong gun behind them,
With
basically.
a gun, exactly. Exactly.
But but yeah, no, I do love this movie. just a really unique western, like I said. Really fun, really fun watch. Flew by also.
Okay.
2 hours.
Yeah. No, I also love this movie.
Yeah.
This was one of the films I think I first watched that maybe actually really like John Ford. I think I watched it in 2023.
Yeah,
That
I
maybe
think
when
I
I started
watched this
watching.
after we watched The Fablemans when it came out
Oh
because I think he
damn!
has a in that scene with John Ford, he has the Man Who Shot Liberty Valance poster in it.
Oh really? Damn.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, actually, there might be a scene from. Actually, I think he may show a scene from. Did he show? He might show a scene from The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance in that movie. Now that I think about it, but I would need to go back and look.
You would need to go back and watch it. The best
That's
Spielberg
what I. That's
movie.
what I kind of meant. But yeah, go back and like.
The
Although
Fablemans.
it's funny when like
Oh yeah,
I'll
you
like
gave it a
see
five
like
stars, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what Luke thinks is Spielberg's best.
Wait, you
no,
gave it a
I
five, right?
it's like 4.5. I think.
No, he gave it a 5 at
But
the time for sure.
well, I don't
Oh,
think I was
he
doing
changes
half
it.
star ratings.
Oh my
I don't think I
god!
was doing half star ratings at the time. I wasn't doing half star
That's
ratings at
You
the
better not go
time.
that's
change
not
that.
All
true.
right, guys, can we not? All right, but like
We not.
Better not change that.
I think it's funny, like, because I'll like see interviews with like Jonathan Rosenbaum or like film writers, and they
Damn,
always
you already
say,
changed it.
"I'll go and like look at the film when they're talking about like watching it," and I always like remember that. Like, I'm gonna go look at the film, not watch it, but look at it.
Go
You
examine
notice.
it again.
Do you think that's different?
I don't know. I just kind of like
Well,
the way
I
they
feel
say
like it's
it.
more like talking about like a painting, right? You say you're gonna go look at a painting.
Yeah, like
You're gonna go
that.
watch a
No,
film,
yeah, definitely. Like that stuck with me for sure. I need to start using that more.
especially if you're gonna use
Like it's my
pictures.
my watch list
We have
is
to
gonna
bring
become
pictures back.
my yeah, that too. But my
Floating through
watch list is gonna
pictures.
become my look list. It's gonna be my look list now.
Actually, floating through pictures is not a bad name too.
Floating through looking,
Looking through
Brand
pictures.
change?
looking through film,
Looking
But
sorting through
through.
film.
anyway, I also
Anyway,
love
yeah,
this
Danny
movie.
said. Okay,
I
yeah.
mentioned I was gonna bring up the Andrew Sayers article, or I think it's a review he wrote. It's called "Cactus Rosebud" or "The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance." And he wrote
Cactus
this in Film
Rosebud.
Culture, the 25th issue, 1960, summer 1962, which is kind of crazy. So he wrote this like it must have been the same year they came out. Yeah, because the movie came out in 1962, I'm pretty sure. Um, which I kind of love. Like he was already a huge John Ford fan, but I wanted to bring up at least a couple things that I really liked that he brought up because one thing he brings up is the kind of it's very noticeable if you're a John Ford fan, and obviously we've just did like 10 of his movies or 9 before this one, so we kind of got to his films is even compared to his other westerns. Or like if you compare this film to My Darling Clementine, like how busy that movie is, like how many more extras are in that one compared to this one,
Mm,
it's a lot more barren.
yeah.
He says, let me read what he says. Quote, the remarkable austerity of the production is immediately evident. The absence of extras and the lack of a persuasive atmosphere forces the spectator to concentrate on the archetypes of the characters. Ford is well past the stage of reconstructed documentaries, My Darling Clementine, and the visually expressive epics, She Wore a Yellow Ribbon. His poetry has been stripped of the poetic touches which once fluttered across the meanings and feelings of his art. Discarding all the artifices of surface realism, Ford has attained the abstract purity of Renoir. James Stewart and Bear Miles are more than a Western senator and his lady returning to what was once a frontier town. They are the Western senator and his lady returning to the West. Unquote. I mean, a lot of that is like basically saying like all the absence of extras and like instead of going for the documentary or epic feel, he's kind of gone to more of this purity to where you just focus on the archetypes of the characters. And he's
Yeah.
saying like so instead of like more a specific Jimmy Stewart and Vera Miles as specific characters coming back to the West in the film beginning, they're kind of representing like industry or progress coming back to the West as a whole. You know, like the
Hmm.
West that they left behind. So kind of more in like a an abstract sense. And
Yeah.
like he's like basically saying how the kind of the feeling of the especially this opening scenes too, where like it's like so depressing the way everything is shot, you know, and there's like no music at all. It's like everything's really
Yeah.
quiet. Like he even points out when she walks off the train for the first time, her face basically describes like just the whole movie after when you go back and rewatch it. Because when you're watching the first time, you basically can't get everything in the opening scenes unless you've seen it before. You know, because like
Yeah.
uh, everything changes once you know what's actually happened in the movie. Once you go back and watch the opening scenes, like
No,
how much
yeah.
John Wayne's character actually means to the film. Because the first
Yeah,
time you
yeah,
don't really
yeah.
know what's going on. You just know he's some guy that died. You don't know why they're there.
No, yeah.
And
Damn.
then I don't know if you guys noticed in that title, he called it Cactus Rosebud for the article.
Yeah.
And so the other movie that comes to mind,
Citizen Kane?
yeah, exactly. Because he basically says from the point when Bear Miles in this opening scene when she opens her hat box, and it cuts to Jimmy Stewart like putting his hand on the stagecoach, introducing the flashback. He says, "Quote: From the cut from the hat box to that climactic moment, nearly 2 hours later, when we see a cactus rose on the coffin, the cinema of John Ford intersects the cinema of Orson Welles. As Hitchcock and Hawks are directors of space, Ford and Wells are directors of time. The here and there, as it were, opposed to the then and now." And I really love that.
Hmm.
Like, because he's
Isn't this
comparing
like
Ford with
the
Wells. Basically, this
isn't this
idea
the
of them being
time
directors of time.
is this like similar to the time image and stuff?
I mean, 100%, yeah. But like,
Okay.
he wrote this before Deleuze wrote the Time Image. This was the 1962.
Uh,
Deleuze wrote that in like the 80s. Uh, but he's basically, I don't know if he would agree with everything Deleuze said, but he's basically saying Ford and Wells are basically directors of time, in the fact that they go through multiple. Like we even like Blake brought this up with the Long Gray Line. We even talked about this last episode the last movie with the Searchers. That movie also takes place through like a passage of time. It's told through a letter. Um, and he's comparing that to obviously Citizen Kane with Wells. The same kind of has that flashback framing of it, and basically wants you to think of time in that way. I also thought that was interesting. He called Hitchcock and Hawks directors of space, and he says the directors of space are about the here and there versus the then and now, which I also thought is an interesting way to think about that. Um,
yeah.
and then he says, This is one of the few films that one of the enduring masterpieces which focuses on the mystical process of time." And he names Citizen Kane, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, and he names one other film I know you love it. I really like it.
Wait,
It's not my favorite of the director, but it's also a very kind of memory film in a way.
Lula Montez?
Yeah, damn, you got it. That's
Because
crazy.
I guess well I don't know why I just
First
immediately
guess is
thought of
insane.
Opals. Well, I immediately thought of Opals, and then when you said
Yeah,
like for some reason I thought of Opals immediately, and then you said
it wasn't my
I
favorite.
you really like it and you wasn't. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
is it Lula Montez?
You like it confirmed your guess.
Yeah.
No, I thought that
Yeah.
was a really good point too, because all three of these films have those that kind of. They're very much
Yeah,
time based films, especially the
I
framing
need
of
to
them.
rewatch that movie. But
Like kind of looking back.
yeah.
He calls them memory films.
Okay. Shit.
Also, just this is something Tag Alger put. He put some production notes, and I thought it was interesting, like how much they got paid. It would be interesting to compare to today. So he said Lee Marvin was paid 50K. John Wayne got 750,000 and
Ugh.
7.5% net profits. Ford 150,000 and 25% of profits. Jimmy Stewart got 300K and 7.5% net profits.
Poor Lee Marvin, bro. Getting
Damn.
hoed.
Yeah, I
Damn.
know.
John Wayne though, Jesus Christ.
He's kind of. I mean, he's definitely because Lee Marvin's amazing in this movie too, as the kind of like
No, yeah,
he's
he's
playing the more
good.
classic villain. Like he's kind of just the pure evil in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's so fun to watch. Yeah, damn.
For
He
sure.
definitely got. It
I
must have
mean,
been
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
early in his career compared to obviously Jimmy Stewart and
Was
John
it?
Wayne.
I guess yeah. I guess he has some memorable roles when he's older. So I mean, he had a long career, so I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah.
obviously. But yeah. Um, do you have anything else though about
I mean,
the movie?
he said,
A lot of
who do you think the main character of this movie is?
The main
Donahue.
character?
John Ford has a quote saying who the main character or who he thinks the lead is.
So he
Donahue.
probably thinks it's John
Yeah,
Wayne, I'm assuming.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He said, "quote Wayne actually played the
Is
lead. Jimmy Stewart had the most scenes, but Wayne was the central character, the motivation for the whole
yeah,
thing."
no. Yeah, it's like the classic example of like character like that drives the movie even though his presence isn't the most present.
Well, that's where I would say presence is the wrong word to use there because I think his presence still is the most present, in a way.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess like
But like,
screen
I think you mean
presence.
physical screen time,
Yeah, yeah,
or like,
yeah.
what's that? The Beck is it the Bechtel test? I forgot what's that test they use to like prove
The
if a
Bechdel
movie is
test.
or if it's like feminist or not. Like if the
Oh yeah, the Bechdel test. Yeah, that's what it's
yeah,
called.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I hate that thing because it's like someone could be the most important character in a film, and like we're saying, not have the most speaking lines or not have the most screen time, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Like importance in a film not has nothing to do with like how
But
much
you
scenes
also
literally.
hate it because you like hate women, right? Too. Just to make
Damn.
just like
Speechless. No,
God.
I know that Danny talked about this in the Psy series. I'm pretty sure whenever he brought Presence of Absence or
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like Danny really
That
enjoys the presence of
Well, I
absence of
think
just the
I
absence
mean
of
that's
picture.
a perfect way to describe this opening scene too. With like it's literally his death. He's actually
No,
gone.
yeah, 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 yeah,
It's like his
definitely.
funeral that they're there for, and yet his presence is like kind of like there. It's like driving the whole movie.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Um,
I would say another thing for me personally as to why this is one of my favorite Fords is the side characters are amazing. Like Peabody and the Sheriff are two of my favorite characters in any Ford movie.
yeah, no,
Yes,
Like Peabody is so good. Like
yes. Actually, I have
who's
a quote from
John?
Andrew Sayers later about the his role too. It's in my it's. I'll read it in a little bit. I think it's
Who's John
interesting.
Wayne? Who's John Wayne's sidekick's name?
oh fuck, what was his
The
name?
tall guy.
Woody Strode.
Yeah, I can't,
Woody Strode. That's the actor's name. I forgot his
yeah.
name in the
Okay.
movie.
But like when they're having the whole confrontation scene in the restaurant, and then John was like, "Yeah, my boy, whatever his name is at the door with a gun."
Starts with a P
That's a
as
crazy
well.
moment.
Oh, it's a and the way it's shot too.
Yeah, but anyway,
Like
well,
this
yeah,
is
we'll
where
get to
like
that. Yeah.
everything is we'll get because everything is so visual in this like all John Ford. But like what I was saying, like because and even in this film, everything is a little more like I guess another
Yeah.
way I would put it is like almost Bressonian in the way it's like it's less detail, instead of like some of these other Ford films where he's going for a saturation of detail, a lot of things going on. And this one, it's like
Yeah.
almost everything is just like down to its essential stuff, like even the way
100%.
things are shot. Like I love that scene because uh, like even the fact that Jimmy Stewart's like wearing an apron and like the way he
Yeah.
first realizes that it's um, damn, Liberty Valance, yeah. Once he realizes it says Liberty Valance just through his whip, it's like cuts to a close up of his whip, and that's how he realizes Liberty Valance is there.
Yeah. Damn.
The guy's name is Pompey, by the way.
Pompey, yes.
Pompey,
Pompey,
Pompey.
yes,
yeah.
Willie Strode.
My boy
What's the
Pompey
sheriff's
over there by
name?
the door. I can
Um
find
Oh,
out.
Link, Marshall Link,
Yeah, Marshall
Marshall.
Link Appleyard.
Andy Devine.
I remember
Apple.
that quote, like his whenever he's like, "You tell him Marshall Link Appleyard since you guys packed it, you don't come back again." It just made me laugh so hard at the very end. This fucking
And
guy.
apparently, Andrew Sayers says this that Andy Devine is playing the Ward Bond Victor McLaughlin role because both of them had died recently, or at least Ward Bond had, and so like Andy
Uh
Devine is like basically taking their place.
wait, he
Uh,
isn't immortal?
he is
It,
immortal in our hearts forever.
I mean,
Uh
yeah.
I thought like I thought he was like a required thing in every movie to
It feels
exist.
like
Like
it's like
every
yeah. How do you have a fucking John Ford movie without Ward Bond?
every movie that has to exist needs Ward Bond, like needed a Ward Bond cameo. some
Like
fashion.
his
Anyway,
mustache is so essential to so many Ford films. You know,
yeah,
So true.
sure.
it is
Damn.
sad. Like the way Sayers puts it is kind of sad too, because he's like, who would have thought? Who could have guessed that Ford would outlive his regulars in his army or something like that? I forgot exactly how he put it, but
Damn, yeah. But yeah, I guess we can go and get into it.
yeah.
So yeah, as I kind of mentioned earlier, the movie starts in the present before we go to the past. And actually, fun fact: I think when I first watched this movie, because on Letterbox, the poster and the header, the characters are like colored. So I
Not
thought,
anymore.
or not anymore, I guess.
Oh,
But
the
like
poster, I guess, is yeah. But yeah.
when I watched it, the header also had them in color. So I thought this was a color movie, and then I turned it on. It was like black and white. I was like, what the fuck?
I mean,
But
like all the best Ford films, it's in
pump
black and
faked
white.
me. Um,
You know his quote. Don't
the
make me
quiet
bring it
man,
up.
the quiet man though.
The searchers though.
Yeah, I mean, anyway, yeah. So we see. Ransom is a senator that I believe at some point we also hear he's likely to be the next like vice president nominee,
If he wants
right?
it, it's his. Is basically what they say.
Yeah. And so they kind of roll up. We see, um, yeah, they roll up to this like random town,
Shaboom.
pretty much to this like uh, and you see like they like obviously like used to live here, or whatever. It's kind of insinuated.
Actually,
They're like looking at all the changes.
and I forgot to mention this. This movie is based on a short story called "The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance," and I actually read it. It's only like 10 pages.
Uh,
It's actually really good in its own way. And I forgot to mention. I wanted to mention because Luke at the beginning when you were describing Jimmy Stewart's character, if you read the short story, he's much more like you were saying in terms of like he seems really kind of like not a great guy. You know, he's like kind of sleazy, like
yeah.
politician. Like in the short story, he's way more like that. But you still get that even through these opening scenes
Hmm.
um, in the film.
Maybe it's because it's Jimmy Stewart, so like you're immediately like him.
You immediately do like
Fair.
him.
Yeah, you immediately like you're like
See,
okay,
I
I'm
don't
giving
know.
him
There are
this
some
to look
roles
at.
where like you're supposed to kind of like think he's kind of sleazy, you know,
Well, obviously,
like even
Vertigo obviously is the
Vertigo,
other
even
one.
Rear
Like,
Window too. He's not like the
but
best
even
guy.
Vertigo at
Like
the beginning, you like him in Rear Window. Stop it. In Vertigo, you at the beginning you like him,
Rear Window,
and then
he's supposed to be kind of annoying though. Like at the very least, like is
but
this
he's
guy an
like,
idiot?
but
Like
he's you still like him though.
I guess.
You like want him to succeed. But yeah, Vertigo like he starts out like kind of likable, and then obviously like you're like, what the fuck is this dude
Yeah.
doing?
In this one,
But
like he's definitely he seems like just from the beginning he's
yeah,
uh more politician, I guess.
yeah, and he's like he's very like pompous and like
Yes, yes.
strong, and then his wife is like kind of like a very emotional.
No, you can
Like
tell
when
she's
she's like
definitely thinking about something. You know.
yeah, when she's like riding around town, something's on her mind.
Yeah.
But like you don't if it when it's your first time watching it, you don't really know
Yes.
what that is.
That's
I
why
would
I
say
said
it's
like
Paul.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I would say it's politician-y up until the moment that he gets to the casket, and then that's whenever it's like the first like real emotion for him.
I guess because
Mhm.
This is the
that's when he
anger.
like tells the story too, right? Or like he
Yeah,
decides to
like
tell the
right
story.
before, but just like the anger that he has to the Undertaker for taking his boots, like that was like a legit
I thought that was
emotion.
so
So
funny. I kind of took his side too. He's like, I mean, they're new boots,
the
buddy. You
Undertaker's side, yeah,
know?
it's like what he is not gonna need him.
Yeah. Uh yeah, we see the wife like she's like they take her to the burned down house that we later
Yes,
learn why it was
yes.
burned down because obviously it belonged to Tom Donovan. But yeah, the reason it was burned down directly had to correlate to what happened to her, or just like it had to do with her, you know. So
With their love triangle.
yeah, but Yeah. But yeah, they look at the casket. They also see Pompey too. Pompey's still
Yeah,
alive, and he's like, very emotional, obviously. Um, and then I think the way he tells the story is because isn't it the newspaper people? They're like, "Why are you even like here?" Like,
Well, he's like
yeah,
they do
demanding.
this
He
like,
says, "I have a right to the story to know who Don Donovan
yeah,
is."
yeah, because
He's
they're
like
like,
being all
"Why is
demanding.
this high profile senator going to this like random guy's like funeral?"
Hmm.
yeah.
And that's kind of when, because
Because
obviously
this is like,
also we get the great shot of him like touching the stagecoach that like he
Yes.
rode in on
Yeah.
too, and then that's when like kind of the story starts. It's like him touching like the artifact, and then the artifact like takes him back in time. You know,
Yes.
it's crazy. Were you gonna say something, Blake?
yeah, this is also kind of just like, if you think about this movie, like this is what starts it and also kind of what ends it, is this guy saying, I have the right to know the real story, and that, and he's the one that says, when the legends be turned into fact, print the legend. So he's like, he's not even going to
Yes.
print the actual facts. He's still going to print the legend that
Yeah,
everyone
that's
actually
true.
wants to
Yeah,
hear. So it's like the story is literally for nothing almost. But
yeah, for sure.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, we the flashback happens, and we see um naive Jimmy Stewart riding in on a stagecoach, just graduated from law school, and the stagecoach gets held up by Liberty Valance,
immediately,
and
immediately robbed.
yeah. But also, isn't there like a line where like didn't Jimmy Stewart say like he was told to go west to like seek fame and fortune?
That's the
Yes. That's.
Horace
I think the
Marshall.
Horace
How
Green.
was that guy's name? Yeah, Horace
Horace
Green.
Green.
Yeah, that quote.
Because
Okay,
we'll
Isn't
hear
it's
that
the
quote
same
later
one that?
on. Yes.
yeah,
Well, it's
because
also
that's
the same one
important.
that Go West opens with, the Buster Keaton movie, the Go West Young Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know,
Damn.
yeah,
I
you
didn't. I
brought that
forgot
up
about
to me
that.
on the podcast too.
I forgot about that. No, because this that'll come out later in this movie too, where the newspaper editor says the same thing like right before he dies.
Yep.
Yeah, damn. Um, nah, but yeah, but then Jimmy Stewart thinks that his fucking law books will stop these people from stealing shit, but it doesn't work. He gets like fucking slapped up, beat up pretty badly, gets whipped.
I think this is where like Lee Marvin is just so great. Also, is like I think Danny's or both of you probably mentioned before, but he really is just like pure evil. But it's more so he's just
Yeah,
like portraying kind of this spirit of the West in its most evil form, maybe just like this. I'll do what I want when I want type of attitude, because that's how Lee
yeah,
Marvin acts this entire movie.
Hmm.
interesting.
He's
Yeah,
like the pure wilderness kind of. Uh,
Yeah,
what you could say, and Jimmy Stewart's trying to be like the pure law.
yeah.
yeah,
That's supposed to try to come in here and stop it, but you really can't without that wilderness too. So
100%. That's why I think this movie has so many. Like to me, this time when I was watching it, I even thought about just like why the issue of even gun laws in America is so complicated. Because it's just like a basic war, a fact of war or something, or defense is if your opponent has a gun, you need a gun too, basically. Like
yes,
no words can
yeah,
stop that. Like that's why I think Lee Marvin's pure evil is so necessary because it's like from the very beginning of the movie, you can tell there's Jimmy Stewart's not going to law his way out of this. It's not going to be like he puts him in prison and everything's okay. Like they're just like some evil that need a gun. Like that's just like a fact of reality.
yeah,
Like power is
definitely.
is part of nation building
Yeah,
it's true.
and keeping order, right? It's like part of especially in America too, where it's like there's more guns than people.
Yes, sir.
Like it just
It's crazy to
uh,
think about.
yeah, no. To me, that's still just such a crazy thing.
yeah, yeah. Um, but then yeah, we see it cuts straight to like him basically being like carried into like
Well,
rolled into
actually,
town on like a
yeah,
like
he's like
what?
he's gotten beaten up. But I was gonna say is this time what watch first of all Lee Marvin's voice is like so good because
Yeah,
his face is covered, so it almost makes his voice stand out even more. And so like the way he says "dude" in this opening scene is just like so good, where he's
yeah,
like, "What kind of man are you, dude?" and the way he says it. But then this is why it also made me think of young Mr. Lincoln because he almost says he like picks up the book that Jimmy Stewart had like when they like took his stuff and it says law on it or something. Because Lee
yeah.
Marvin even says law almost the same way that young Mr. Lincoln, I
Oh
mean
yeah,
Lincoln says it when he picks up the law book at
He
the beginning. He
does.
just says law, you know.
yeah,
It's almost like making a joke about that, like because then he says I'll teach you law, Western law, and then he's like just starts beating him, and it's like pretty brutal too, especially for like a John Ford movie, where like
yeah.
when they actually start beating him, you know. Uh,
Shit.
so it's kind of interesting just in that way. It's almost like Ford is like commenting on like the kind of optimism in his earlier films, you could say.
Yeah.
Like maybe this kind of
Um,
law is not enough. I don't know. It just made me think of
mm,
that moment too, because I remember being such a big moment, young Rich Lincoln.
yeah, I think that makes sense. Honestly, for sure. But yeah, he's getting wheeled into town by Tom Donovan. Um, and he brings them to what's the girl's name?
Hallie,
Allie?
Hallie.
Hallie,
Yeah.
Hallie.
Hallie. Okay, yeah, Hallie. Basically, like Hallie's like kind of like has to nurse him uh
I love
back to
this way
health.
it's shot too. Like it's like a wide shot of the she's at the window when he's telling her, you know.
Yeah. Damn.
Also, the way John Wayne says "ambushed" is so funny. It's like ambushed. He's like almost
Yeah,
happy about it. It's just funny the way he says it to her.
yeah. No,
It's like it
definitely,
sticks to my head every time I watch it.
100%.
And
But
then also when he wakes up too, it's funny. It's a great cut. The first face he sees is John Wayne's, just staring at
oh
him,
yeah,
Yeah.
and then the
yeah.
second face he sees is Hallie's too. Like close-ups of both of the faces, like the first time he wakes
It's
up.
like immediately we're getting introduced to the he gets introduced or we're just getting introduced to the love triangle right there.
Little triangle, or as
Yeah,
Toulouse would say it, the multiple duels we're gonna get.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Various duels we'll get in the movie.
And then we see kind of like hints that Tom Donovan and Hallie are like you know romantically like romantic interest pretty much. Like when she's like in the kitchen making stuff and he's like, being a bit of a flirt. But yeah. This is when he like learns about like who uh Liberty Valance was for the first time. Um and like he's still kind of like holding on to the law uh the law above everything else. He's still kind of like you're still seeing this like naive law man energy from him, which you can tell like John Wayne sort of like makes fun of him for and just kind of doesn't take him necessarily seriously.
I mean, they all kind of make fun of him for it.
Yeah. Yes, I think he says like
Even
someone said
Peabody.
yeah, like here comes Mr. Law and Order himself. Someone
Yeah.
says that. Um
Also, I love
no, yeah.
how like because if you're watching this movie for the first time, the way the sheriff is treated at the very beginning, he's shown like a lot of respect. You know, like
Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart is like kind of trusts him to take his wife as he goes to talk to the newspaper people. Like,
Yeah.
but then the first time we actually meet the sheriff in like in the past tense, he's kind of like the buffoon. You know,
Oh, big time.
like he's just being made fun of the whole time. It's kind of funny. Like
It's
it's like a
hilarious.
stark distance. And Andrew Sarris. This is why I said I was going to bring this back up because Andrew Sarris I thought making a great point just about Ford's career with this, where he says, through the entire flashback, Andy Devine fulfills his duties as town marshal by cowering behind doorways to avoid Liberty Valance. Yet Divine's mere participation in the fierce nobility of the past magnifies his character in retrospect. For Ford, there is some glory in just growing old and remembering through the decays of illusion. Unquote. And so he sees almost like just the fact that he's grown old. There's just some honor with Andy that being even in the past he feels like a fool. Just the fact that he's gotten older now, there's like some glory in him.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to see a lot of Ford's movies where he has these kind of characters. Throughout throughout his films.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's why I was saying like he's the stand-in for Ward Bond and Victor McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Also, this is what made me bring it up because Hallie calls him a big water buffalo and like tells him to get out of the room, which is funny. It's like about the sheriff. Like no one takes him
Yeah.
seriously. Like the whole movie, like the actual law.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Well, it's because the first thing that he does, like Jimmy Stewart's basically just like, you gotta bring this guy into jail, and he's just like, that's not my jurisdiction.
Well, no, it's
That's
actually funny the
outside
way
this.
they bring that word up.
That was my. Yeah, you guys know what it
Because
is at first.
Jimmy Stewart's the one that brings it up, and he's like, "Juris, what?" And he's like, "Jurisdiction." He's like, "Yeah, I don't got that." He's like
He's
happy
like, see,
about
I
it.
knew you. He's like, see, I knew me and you get along.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
the same scene has a great moment with him because I what film was it? When Ward Bond walks into the restaurant, and just orders a bunch of food.
That's My Darling Clementine,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
think you're right. Because remember, he also asks. He also orders a bunch of food right here, and Divine does. He says, can I use a snack of 6 or 7 of those eggs? Maybe a side order of bacon." And he's like, "Hey, is that flapjack batter you're mixing over there?" Like, basically asking for pancakes too, or flapjacks.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. No, but yeah, we see. Is the next scene where he's working at the restaurant
Uh,
as like
yeah,
a waiter?
yeah.
He's got his
It's kind of the
his
same
apron
scene,
on.
or it might
Yeah.
be the next day or something.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think where we're
Yeah, I
introduced to
think you're right.
Peabody for the first time,
Yeah,
the newspaper man.
Oh yeah.
yeah. His order. We also
Um,
get his order too:
Yeah,
steak, beans,
and
potatoes, and apple pie.
he learns that Hallie can't read or write too.
he does.
Yes,
Yeah,
That's what
yes.
kind of like makes him want to like establish like the school. Well, it starts as like a tutoring service in the back of the restaurant, and then kind of
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
expands.
And to me, this is the main reason why she chooses Jimmy Stewart. Why John Wayne feels like Jimmy Stewart's the best guy for her is because of the education factor.
Hmm.
The fact that he can read, uh, and he's like more educated. He kind of represents the progress in that way, and that's why
Yeah.
even John Wayne kind of supports him. John Wayne sees himself as the wilderness, this kind of Western man that can't move on, that can't progress with the nation. And that's why
Yeah.
like yeah, that's why I think the education part is a really big part of the film. This whole reading thing, because that's the thing that
Yeah.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Stewart can offer her that he can't.
Yeah. Damn. Good point.
Also, in the book, it's different because like he's really excited to teach her in the movie, but in the book, like he doesn't want to teach her at all. It's kind of
Yeah.
fun. Like he's even
Yeah.
more of like I don't know. He's more sleazy, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, we see like the sheriff like ordering and eating his food. I think yeah, and then
two
Also, we
steaks
do
and a
get
lot of potatoes.
yeah.
I forgot to mention we got the Anne Rutledge theme during the first time we hear it. The Anne Rutledge theme from Young Mr. Lincoln. I even forget, damn, that's even a bigger connection to the film. But we hear it for the first time when she goes. It's during the initial scene where she goes back and sees his house with the cactus roses. It plays right
Yeah.
there. The second time we hear
Oh,
it is when he offers her to read when they're sitting at the table together. It plays again. So he basically uses this theme throughout the
interesting.
film. That's kind of like almost like a
Damn.
positive. Actually, you could say he
That's
uses it
crazy.
in different ways, different based on the scene. But
Damn. Yeah. I didn't realize that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like Jimmy Stewart's like recruiting people to for him to tutor, and like oh yeah, Tom Donaphy brings her the cactus thing.
Cactus Rose.
Yeah, the cactus rose too. He's like all dressed up and stuff, and it's like damn. And knowing what's
Also,
about to happen,
I mean, knowing
yeah,
how that movie ends too,
yeah,
with the Cactus
it's
Rose
that
on
even.
the. That's a To me, that's like the
Yeah,
start of the film.
no, yeah, for sure. Um,
Also, Jimmy Stewart's kind of a dick about it too, because he brings her to Cactus Rose, and she goes and he Woody Strode plants it, and Hallie's like, "Isn't it the prettiest thing you've ever seen?" And he's like, Jimmy, the first thing he says is like, Have you seen a real rose before?"
Yeah.
Uh, it's just like
Her
it's like so
response is
poetic because like you could say that also represents like the West. You can only grow like stuff like cactus roses. That once the
yeah,
future
yeah,
comes, you can get real roses.
because that's
Like
also part of why she chooses Jimmy Stewart because she's like maybe like once we can actually make change here and get dams and stuff like we can have roses like that like you guys
yes,
do in the East over here.
we get like yeah. I mean that's
Just
why the last scene
progress.
is so insane because
yeah,
when she says you brought a garden. Uh,
yeah. This could also be seen as like a sleazy moment too, where he's like trying to like manipulate her into like maybe like falling in love with him.
Well,
he I don't know if I
he's
don't
got
call
his
him
arms all
sleazy,
around.
but yeah. Wait, what did you say? What did you say?
He's got his arms like all around her basically, like he's holding onto her shoulders and everything. Whenever John Wayne walks in, because he's like, "Oh, aren't you?" Like
Yeah.
he might makes a
There's
comment
there's
about it,
now
but
that I'm thinking about it, there's a few times where it's even in the similar position in the kitchen where he walks in on them talking like through that back door. Like it happens at the very uh kind of very end when after the first where Jimmy Stewart thinks he shot Valance and she's taking care of him, and then John Wayne walks in
Hmm.
later. It's the same kind of positioning
Yeah, for sure.
because that is another thing with the movie. He's like always a little bit late to her because he keeps saying like, "Yeah, I'm going to marry her," but he never says like why he's
Oh,
waiting.
yeah, 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 true. Damn. But yeah, then we get one of the more memorable scenes of the movie, um, which is when Liberty Valance shows up and everything gets very tense and awkward and quiet. Uh, it's because it's so yeah, because they immediately kick the guys out of that table. Like the way he like grabs the chair under from that guy and just like rips it out from under him is crazy. But then uh the like Jimmy Stewart's like face when he like sees him is like so funny. When he like walks through like the thing, he's like immediately sees him. And
Also, this
then
apron, it's almost supposed to be kind of like demasculating. I probably use that
yeah.
word wrong, but
demasculate.
I
Yeah, it
don't.
sounds
No, I think that's
Something.
right. I think
I
it's
don't know.
right.
I don't know what word I'm thinking of. It's something similar to that.
unmasculating,
Emasculating,
and that
or is it
sounds
just masculating? I don't know. But either way, he's trying to make him feel like less of a man
No,
because he's like making fun of him. He calls him a waitress too, and
yeah, yeah.
I think this is significant because he's wearing the same apron
no,
during the last duel
it's
too.
emasculating. It's
Emasculating.
emasculating.
Okay, okay. I knew
I
demasculating
remember it
sounded right.
because Cassavetes and oh fuck, well, which one was it? The second one we did or something with the couple? Oh god, the hell no.
Faces,
Yeah,
faces.
faces. She
Yeah.
said, "Oh, does my liberation emasculate you? Emasculate you or something?"
Hey, that's good memory. Wow.
Damn.
No, but he's also. I said this. Jimmy Stewart's also wearing the apron at the end too when he goes to shoot Liberty Valance.
He
So this is
is.
definitely
Damn. Yeah. True.
Ford. Ford is definitely doing this on purpose to kind of make him seem less of a man. I
Yeah.
guess you could say. Just not.
Hundred
He's just
percent.
not up for this kind of this kind of western. You could say, especially for this scene with the standoff and everything.
Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart's the
Definitely.
one that comes and ruins it.
I mean, Lee Marvin just laughs at him. That's fucking funny, dude.
No, the way
Nah,
he's yeah, no, the way Lee Marvin plays this scene is just so great. Like,
nah. But then John Wayne immediately ups the ante, puts his dong on the table.
damn.
Uh, what?
That's kind of what
That's
kind of
what
what
it's what he does, is it not? Fuck it, because Liberty Valance like trips Jimmy Stewart,
drops a steak.
um, and then but it was going. The stake was going for John Wayne, so he's like the way John Wayne like just like stands up and just like comes out like almost like out of frame, and it's just like that was my steak, Liberty Valance. You gonna pick it up, or like he's like making him, and like the Liberty Valance henchman's like, I'll pick it up. He like starts to pick it up,
No, he's like, you pick it
and
up.
then John Wayne
John
like
Wick
takes him. He's like,
sticks in the
no, you
face.
pick it up.
Yeah,
And
the way he
it's like,
says you
oh
pick it up,
shit,
and you're like, oh shit. Like, this is where it's like, this is John Ford, the guy who could direct some great westerns. You know, like a classic western as well. Because like the way
yeah,
all this is shot, and like the way Pompey's introduced too, we already talked about that part where it just cuts to Pompey in the back, and he's like already ready. You know,
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
like you get all the classic kind of feelings of a traditional
yeah.
standoff or something.
But then of course, Mister Fucking Law and Order over here
Yes, exactly.
has to like,
He has
no, you
to
guys are like bloodthirsty,
with his fucking apron. He has to come and bring in
Yeah, pick up the steak
rationale.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
The man's life over a steak.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well, John Wayne immediately says, "Now I wonder what scared him off, though."
yeah, yeah.
And no,
But
but
also, you could also
wait, sorry, what were you-
you could say like Jimmy Stewart's almost like he definitely is supposed to represent the more civilized you could say nation looking back at the western, like wild western or wild west, you could say, in the way that it's like, oh, you guys are just like killing people over steaks, that's what y'all are doing here.
But that's why I think both of these are true. Because then John Wayne makes the great point, though. Would he have gone away without what I did? Without the
What like
gun?
what like
Without the gun? Because remember, Jimmy
oh
Stewart's making a point of not carrying a gun too, as well.
yeah,
Uh,
damn,
because the newspaper editor makes the joke too right after. He's like, you know what scared him off? The spectacle of Law and Order here, rising up out of the gravy and mashed potatoes. And he starts like cracking up laughing.
It's so funny.
It's so funny.
damn,
That's whenever I love
that's
Peabody.
funny
I was
fuck.
like, this guy
That's
gets
funny
he's
as
so
fuck.
funny.
Yeah, damn.
He
That's
also this
great.
is during this part where Jimmy Stewart like kind of like yells at John Wayne, and he says, "Nobody fights my battles." And to me,
Yeah.
that's like the most like ironic foreshadowing ever, because it's like literally how this movie
Yeah,
ends.
yeah. Damn true, yeah. Yeah, we also see Liberty Valance and his men like shooting stuff up when they're leaving as
Oh
well.
yeah, yeah.
It's pretty
No, that's
crazy.
why it's like they're so brutal in this movie. They're just like pure evil, like
No, yeah, they're so
they're
bad.
supposed to be just chaos, however you want to describe it.
100%. Yeah. Um Tom Donovan says goodbye to the girl.
Well, yeah, he's leaving to go sell cattle north of whatever
Oh
fence line they
yeah.
talk about, and he doesn't expect
Yeah.
Jimmy
Damn.
Stewart's gonna be alive whenever he comes back.
Yeah, dude, the shot of him like walking away in the darkness, like
Oh
towards like
yeah,
sort of
with
towards the
her
camera with
framed.
her in the back. Yeah, with her
Yes,
lit in the background. Oh my
with her
god.
framed. Uh,
Unbelievable. It's like a reverse of the searcher shot
yes.
in a way. Yeah, it's an incredible frame. Yeah, this movie looks amazing. Did we like mention like this movie looks really
No,
good?
and also that's why it's like it's a kind of
But
like
like no
it's a
shit.
more yeah, it's also a gorgeous movie, but it's not like an epic kind of gorgeous like The Searchers or something. Like
Yeah,
it's very tight. The community is very tight. There's not a lot of extras, that kind of thing.
100%.
But there's still some gorgeous. Like to me,
Yeah,
when he cuts back to the flashback, obviously we're gonna go later. We're gonna talk about that, but there's just some crazy, just some all time great shots
yeah,
even in this Ford film as well.
definitely. Um, but yeah, uh
The
we see
classroom.
John Wayne like now he's like opening up his um what is it again? What does he open up the
His law office, or he's
yeah
setting up to be an attorney at the newspaper or something.
yeah kind of like young Mr. Lincoln.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
as well. But
See, I think
uh,
there's another thing. Like, if he could have got Henry Fonda, I feel like Henry Fonda could have played this role too. Maybe younger,
yeah,
but at the time, I don't know if he was too old at this time or something. But
but Jimmy Stewart is like really good though.
no,
I
I
don't
think Jimmy
know.
Stewart's great. He also fulfills this kind of like he's not the typical Western macho hero you think of.
Yeah,
He kind of plays the
true.
the
You just
other
want an
side.
excuse to get more Henry Fonda in your life.
Well, I think he would have been great in this film. Like,
I mean,
I think,
I think I agree
especially
with
as we're talking about like
that.
young Mitchell Aiken's directly referenced in the film.
Yeah. Um, we also see him like teaching people, like teaching kids and stuff.
Yes, yes.
And
Also,
like, well, she's also
it's
yeah,
I think it's important to notice how much diversity is in this classroom. Like,
yeah,
there's like a lot of women, or there's different women of different ages. There's the all the Mexican kids too that we see. Um,
yeah, but also like in age as well, because there's like that
yes,
older
in wage,
woman.
100%. And then we see the different workers that come in, like the one guy that makes that speech where he's like, "I was forced to come here," basically. Like,
Well,
and then he
Pompey also is there.
also Pompey. Actually,
The guy
I was
holding
saving
his
Pompey for last because um he calls it almost he calls the montage, and I don't know if you remember the kind of cross cuts between Pompey and Jimmy Stewart when they're talking to each other about the he thinks he I think he calls it the Constitution when he's quoting the Declaration of Independence about all men
Yeah.
being created
yeah.
equal. But if you look at the background, uh, Jimmy Stewart's framed with George Washington, and Pompey's framed with Abraham Lincoln. And Andrew
Uh,
Sayers, he says this movie matches the Godard's neoclassical political montage on Le Petite Soldat in the way he uses like the backgrounds and stuff, and the way he's like cutting,
hmm,
to kind of basically add layers of meaning based on what they're talking about, which I thought was
uh,
interesting. Because like Godard does it all the time where he has like posters and stuff in the back, or it's like easy to think about it with the
okay,
Godard, but that's why I thought that was interesting with that with this scene because you don't think
okay.
about
I didn't
Ford in
notice
that
that.
way, but he definitely
Yeah,
has moments like that.
that's crazy. Yeah, I did not notice that at all. Um, but then,
You say
uh,
this is when John Wayne comes in and kind of
yeah,
basically ruins it. This is where you could say Jimmy Stewart
yeah,
has this kind of like a realization moment. Like this is not going to be enough. He literally
yeah.
goes and erases the board that says
Yeah.
education is the basis of law and order.
No, yeah. And then we see a shot of like her alone in the classroom too.
No, this is
Like
one of my favorite shots in the film, with the kind of the window sunlight kind of peering through in the back on the back
yeah.
wall. It
No,
reminds me
yeah.
of my darling Clementine, the way she's kind of framed the lead actress is framed in some of those
Yeah, I can
shots.
see that for sure.
Also, the Anne Rutledge theme plays during this moment too, when just kind of her by herself. It's like
Oh,
another moment,
okay. Interesting.
and this is
Um
where she learns too that Jimmy Stewart's been going to practice shooting his gun.
yeah, with John Wayne.
Actually, this is how we learn too as the audience, because then it cuts right
Yeah,
to
yeah,
them
yeah. Oh yeah.
practicing.
Damn. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart, he's not very experienced, obviously. But he also gets like the paint bucket like falls on him or whatever. Or like
Well, he gets shot off by John
yeah,
Wayne.
it's shot off. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
It's
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
it's less of a training and more bullying for John Wayne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, trying to bully him into like being a good gunfighter.
But this is also where we see that portion of the house that he's building that we'll see burned down later on. So,
Yeah,
Also, the same house we saw at the beginning
yeah,
that was full of captive roses.
yeah, yeah. And then we see delegation meeting where Jimmy Stewart nominates John Wayne's character. Is it because well no they're in a state that's like applying for statehood, right?
yeah,
And
Yeah,
so I think this is like them sending a delegate to go to the uh, convention that we see later, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. they're saying who should go. They're nominating the candidates,
Yeah,
and this one, Valance shows up.
yeah.
Well,
Valance
actually,
shows
I
up
think
and
this is
wants.
also important too. Is Jimmy Stewart nominates John Wayne at first.
Yes,
He
yes.
rejects it, and he says, "I've got other plans." He says personal plans.
Yeah, I was to get married, obviously, to
Yeah. So that
her.
just kind of makes the kind of ending doubly brutal for him. You know.
Yeah, no, yeah. Like him passing it up for her, but then ending up not getting her anyway.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
crazy. Yeah. But yeah, Valance shows up and like is like, "Yo, I want to be nominated." Shooting a shot.
Well, they're all like, "You don't even live here."
You're like, "Oh my goodness, Valentine."
Oh my
Valentine.
goodness.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, I had to make the reference.
I thought you got his name wrong for a
But
second. I was like,
Oh my
uh
goodness, Valentine.
Valance from D.
Damn.
Yeah, he doesn't get it. At least his two henchmen vote for him.
Yeah, yeah. They tried. But does John Wayne get chosen in this scene?
No,
No,
it's
Jimmy Stewart gets
Okay.
chosen.
I think the editor
Or
is
no,
the
that's
other
my
guy.
bad. I
Newspaper
meant
Jimmy
Jimmy
editor
Stewart.
Peabody. Yeah.
Peabody, yeah,
Jimmy Stewart. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart gets chosen.
and Peabody.
A and Peabody.
No, he.
Yeah,
Well, actually, we kind of skipped over him too. Like him in this whole
There
scene is so
is.
fucking funny. Where he's like,
yeah,
at the very beginning, because they're holding this at the bar too, which is
Yeah.
another funny
yeah.
thing. That's also happens in Three Godfathers actually, where they hold like trial in a bar. It probably happens in other four movies if I had to think about it, but um, no, it's funny too because he's like begging to get a drink, and they're like, "No, you can't drink. It's the court of
Yeah.
law." And he's like, "A beer isn't drinking though."
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Well, in the next scene though, he
And
does
they're
get
all
his like he
they're
gets
all
really
laughing
drunk.
at him for being an alcoholic and stuff.
He's like really he gets really drunk in the next scene though, where he's like by
Yeah,
himself.
basically this whole time we
Right?
see him as drunk, except for the scene, but you
But
might
no,
still
but
be
at the
drunk.
scene
So.
after though, he's like by himself, drunk as fuck. Like he's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. No, it's a big part of his
it's
character.
funny as fuck. Yeah. Um.
Well, it's basically almost there because this is where Balance demands to see Stewart after the meeting. He's like, if I can't do it the law way, we're just going to do it the old fashioned way.
Okay. Yes. This is like
We're gonna meet.
the big moment in the movie.
Yeah, the classic duel.
Um.
He's
It's like
calling him out.
Valance is like tearing up. Uh. Is it who's he beat up in this scene or like?
Valance beats up Peabody
Oh yeah, it's Peabody. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
after he gets drunk. Because he comes in. It's a great scene of him walking back in the newspaper office
Yeah,
and just like lighting the lamp, and then you just see all three of them behind him. Like,
yeah. And damn yeah, he's like
he
yeah,
beats him
he's
almost
in
to
very
death.
rough shape.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I thought that he died honestly before
Did he
he came
die?
back later.
Did we
No,
Oh
mention
yeah,
the
no,
shadow
he died.
shot?
Yeah,
I just said
Okay,
that I
the
really
I think
liked
shadow
so.
where
shot. Okay,
where he like lights the lamp and then
Yes,
they're all
yes.
revealed. It's so good.
Well, I was gonna say it's actually before that too. It's when he first goes to his newspaper office and he's like leaving it, when he's like talking to himself, and he like tips his
Oh
hat.
yes,
He tips his hat to
tips
his
his hat to
shadow.
himself.
It's
Yeah,
one of
it's
my
so good.
favorite shots in the movie. I just love
yeah,
it. Yeah, he just talks to himself, tips his hat, and then we just see just a silhouette of him tipping his hat.
Yeah, that's right before he
yeah,
goes to get drunk at
Yes, yes,
the
and then he
Mexican
comes back
place,
after he's drunk. Yeah,
damn,
Cantina.
yeah,
because also there's a quick scene too of um Hallie's like basically mad about the school being she's basically mad that Jimmy Stewart's gonna go fight him because
No,
she's
she's mad that he's gonna leave because they're all thinking
really,
he's gonna. Because that was the whole thing that John Wayne told like Pompey to get the horses ready because Jimmy.
oh yes, she wants him to fight.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
wants him to fight and to
yeah,
stay to make this place better.
yeah. No, that's
yeah,
true. Yeah. Then it cuts back to him, like all drunk, going in the office.
Sad scene, as we said already. Gets beat
yeah.
almost to death.
Yeah, I honestly thought he dies too, because the way they cover
Yeah,
him with the newspaper.
Yeah. And then
I do like what he says to Jimmy though. Whenever he comes and finds him, he's like, I gave him the what's it called about the freedom of the press."
yeah. And yeah, like yeah, he goes to the fucking he's like playing poker to like celebrate. And, like yeah, the
Yeah.
sheriff is like so useless in this fucking scene. Like holy
Yeah,
shit.
Well, yeah, he's trying to he because Jimmy Stewart's the one that tells the sheriff to go get him
Yeah.
for the duel, and then
Right.
Liberty Valance makes a great point because he's like because the marshal tells Liberty Valance he's like Jimmy Stewart's waiting for you with a gun, and he's like, oh, you said he had a gun, then it's gonna be clear self defense. Like basically, like when he kills him, it's just
He's like, bro. Yeah. But yeah. Um we get their standoff. Like he's like so helpless. You feel it at
yeah.
first. Well, I mean, throughout, I guess the
Yeah,
whole thing,
throughout
he's
definitely.
helpless. And yeah, like gets shot in the arm, and like has to like go pick up his gun, but then like because he dropped it, and then Valance is like shooting the ground,
Yeah, he's just going with him,
Listen to
man.
him.
and then yeah, the audience sees, oh, Jimmy Stewart shot him right in the head. Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what happened.
I
Yeah, but
mean,
then
it's
you
shot
just
like
get
that
the
for us too.
this is when he
I knew it
became.
could have been him, but
Did you
I
realize that the
mean,
first time?
well, yes, no, I realized like it couldn't have been him just because he didn't have the ability to do it, but it's
the movie's
shot in
called
such a way where it's like, yeah, it
well, the
was
man
definitely
the movie's called The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. You
Well, I was
know,
asking because this is Blake's first time. Like, so did you think it was someone else? Like, just we
I
didn't
thought it
see,
was
or
John. I thought it was John Wayne that we just didn't see. Like I thought that there was going to be a reveal that John Wayne shot him for
yeah,
sure. Just
okay.
because I was like, "There's no way Jimmy Stewart just shot him."
It is
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
confusing.
It's
Like, it
just
doesn't make sense how he
yeah,
does that.
it's not the portrayal of the man that we've seen. So,
yeah, for sure.
which is part of the mythologizing of the movie, I guess, also because this is the legend that everybody believes that Jimmy Stewart shot him. Obviously,
Yeah, exactly.
as Luke said.
Yeah, and also the fact that he gets the girl too, because yeah, she's like tending to his wounds.
There's also a
Um,
good moment of like when they call for the doctor to come help Liberty Balance, and he the doctor asks for whiskey, and like you think it might be for Balance, then he just takes a huge drink of it. He's like, he's dead. They just start
yeah,
celebrating.
yeah. No, but the way yeah, like John Wayne, uh, once again comes too late and sees her like tending to Jimmy Stewart,
But not
and
only
he's like
that,
basically
she
like,
thinks that Jimmy Stewart is the one that killed him.
yeah,
So like John Wayne could come in and tell the truth,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but he
But
kind
like
of
he
does
also
the
like
opposite. He
he's when
builds
he kind of
selection.
gives up.
Well, he builds
Yeah,
selection. He kind of
Yeah,
sees Jimmy Stewart as the best thing for the country too, or their state as well.
yeah. He's like, I'll be around,
Yeah.
and then just yeah, walks away.
he goes to get drunk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because then we get that funny ass scene of him walking in the bar, and those guys are saying it was cold blooded murder. What Jimmy
Well,
Stewart did?
there's actually a
It's
great shot.
spoilers.
Right after he leaves the kitchen, he leans on this wall. You see him just like thinking about it. I think he smokes a cig. Yeah, he smokes a cig by himself, just like sad. But then when we realize that's the same wall he's going to be at later on when he shoots. That's what the wall he was at when he's the one that actually shot. From his angle. But we
Yeah,
don't know that at the moment. He just goes to this wall and starts smoking a cig by himself, just realizing like he basically gave Hallie up and got, you know, saved Jimmy Stewart at the same time. There's just like little good moments throughout this film that you notice.
Damn, yeah. And
But
yeah,
then he goes to
he's
his house
up
too
home
and
drunk.
tries to kill
Damn,
himself.
the fucking lighting when he like it's insane. The lighting when he like lights the candle thing and he's like carrying it. The way like the light is like the way the light is in the scene is like crazy when he's like moving it around. And like when he throws it at the fire yeah, this scene just looks incredible. He's like stumbling through, he throws it, and just like the house is burning, and now we realize why the house was burned down at the beginning of the movie. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, he was gonna kill himself too, right?
Oh yeah, he
Until
was trying to burn himself in the
Pompey.
house.
Yeah, but yeah, Pompey then carries him out.
Saves him.
And then yeah, um, but then we see Jimmy Stewart at the delegate meeting, and is like sling. Basically, yeah, they're trying to like nominate. Is this for like this senator specifically, or like I forgot exactly what?
At least a delegate or something. I forgot what it
Yeah,
was.
some sort of delegate.
Yeah, I think it's a
Yeah,
delegate.
Like it's either like one delegate is gonna win for the side that supports not becoming a state, or it's gonna be the side that supports becoming a state, which would make
yeah,
him a senator eventually.
yeah. He's gonna become high profile
Yes.
by being nominated, and well, he initially like well he gets we see like people getting not like nominated or whatever, and then like he gets nominated, and then
Well,
don't aren't
we have
people
to
like
talk about this. We have to talk about this Buck Hawford or whatever this dude is. Like his nomination is fucking insane. Like the
Yes.
he
horse
rides the
riding up
horse?
on
Yeah,
stage, and I
bro,
love what
I
Peabody
would go
says.
for him. I'm
Well, I
gonna be
love what
real. It
Peabody
works on
says
me.
I mean,
whenever the guy's just like doing the rope.
if I was to make a modern joke, I would say something like Erica Kirk celebrating Charlie Kirk's death or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, they got like the WWE like
yeah,
fucking
yeah, it's like that kind of
pyrotechnic
vibe to it.
systems for
At least their
like
version of that, like
yeah.
a fucking rodeo going on in the middle. The guy like standing in the middle with a rope around him. It's so funny.
Oh my god. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and Peabody goes like, use that rope to hang him.
yeah.
So good, but
Peabody's speech is also funny too for Jimmy Stewart. Because like this is where he's also actually I forgot to mention at the very beginning of the scene, like before all the speeches start, like even to the background audio when they're introduced, like Valance is not Valance, Jimmy Stewart's walking in, you already hear the kind of myth building that's already begun because like you hear like some whisper or something like, "Oh, that's him, the man who killed Liberty Valance," talking about the man who killed Liberty Valance.
Yeah.
They're already talking about him like that. It's like basically the myth has already grown past the facts, like of him being the guy that killed. This is basically gonna build his. This is gonna his whole career is gonna be built off this lie in a way.
Yeah. Damn.
Because Peabody,
Yeah.
when he's giving a speech, it's almost like he's being funny on purpose because he says he came to us not with a gun but carrying law books. And it's like the whole point, like the reason why everyone loves him now is because the exact opposite, because he actually used his gun.
Yeah. Damn. But then yeah, he basically he like doesn't accept it though at first.
Yeah, until John
well, it's
Wayne
because
tells him the truth.
he
Yeah.
buys into what the other guy is saying about him. Like he really
Yes.
wants this guy who has blood soaked hands to Washington. Like,
Oh, this other guy is amazing too.
he's great.
This guy's in the Last Hurrah. He's like he plays the same kind of character too. This kind of like character not supposed to like, but he's really eccentric.
Yeah.
Like the speech he gives is so funny because he's making some good points too, but at the same time he also like at one point he calls
Liberty Valance an honorable citizen.
yeah, he calls the bullet. He stood over the bullet riddled body of an innocent civilian, innocent citizen, talking about Liberty Valance. Everyone starts booing him, like, and the way he doesn't even care. He's just like, no, just another tradition of like really annoying lawyers in John Ford movies.
Yeah.
Young Mr. Lincoln also has one too.
Okay, yeah. No,
The guy
yeah.
he's going
That's true.
against.
Damn, yeah. True. But yeah, John Wayne gives him a bit of a pep talk, aka telling him the truth about what happened. And I remember seeing the first time watching this, seeing like the different angle of the killing is so cool.
Yes, this is what I was saying. This shot is so good.
Yeah.
Also, like the kind of cut to the flashback, it's almost like a I put my notes like Hitchcockian kind of like dreamlike flashback, where like
Oh, with the smoke.
Just like
yeah, with the smoke and the kind of shaking, the
Yeah,
screen kind of like
yeah, the
was a little
like
wavy,
ripples.
the ripple,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
ripples.
dissolve.
Yes, it's like Ford never does that shit. Like
Yeah,
it's like super. I don't even know if he's ever done that before. Honestly, probably you
no,
probably find
yeah,
some movie he did it, but it's like it's
yeah.
doesn't seem common for him.
And then we get maybe one of the best shots, one of my favorite shots in the movie, when John Wayne walks through the doors back into everyone who like cheers, and this camera stays on John Wayne as he like
Mm,
slowly walks out alone.
yeah, like
Because that's the
this is
last
like
time we're in the
well, this is where you
past
could say
scene.
we've like he's giving he's like the West is moving on in a way, to this kind of
Yeah,
order of civilization or
damn,
industry
yeah. And yeah,
progress.
immediately cut back to old Jimmy Stewart sitting down.
Yeah.
I think is this is the scene where it's like
Also, we did skip
um
John Wayne. This is one of my favorite lines too. Is John Wayne when he says, cold blooded murder, but I can live with it."
yeah,
You know what I mean?
damn,
Like
yeah,
basically, he
like
knows.
Jimmy Stewart can't.
Yeah, yeah. That
Yeah,
kind of
that's
that's what
crazy.
gets Jimmy Stewart to actually go ahead with it. Because he was about to give it up.
No, yeah, but I think this is when we get the sir
Yes.
when the fact becomes when the legend becomes fact, print the legend. Or wait,
yep,
did I say
Well,
that
yeah,
right?
because
yeah,
the guy hears this whole story and just starts staring up the notes he was taking.
yep.
Yeah. Damn.
It's like no one wants to hear this.
I think.
Yeah, he's like he said, "Sir, this is the West." When the legend becomes fact, print the legend.
Mhm. Also, because Peter Bogdanovich talks about this in his the Direct by John Ford documentary, because he says a lot of people think when they watch this film that Ford agrees with the part of print the legend, and he says,
Yeah,
but the whole point of this film is that, uh, quote, he's printed the truth, not the legend, and that's the point of the film's irony. History is never necessarily correct, unquote. I think that's a great point. Like, we talked about
mm,
this with Ford Apache too, in a way, you know, uh, where it's like that they print the legend instead of the fact, but at the same time, he's also showing the facts. It's not just like he only showed the
Yep.
legend.
yeah, damn. Yeah, we also see the last shot of the him closing the door on the rose cactus.
Yes. Also, the
Such a
animal
good
scene
shot.
plays here too,
Damn, that's crazy.
and it's just an amazing like a composed depth shot in depth with the cactus rose in the foreground, him closing the door in the mid, and then she standing right there in the background, like right framed between the door and him. It's just
Yeah,
insane.
damn. Hmm. And then like the last shot is them on the train,
Yes.
and she's like,
Uh,
"Yeah, let's come back." And
Well,
so
Jimmy
like she
Stewart
said, like
basically,
once it was a wilderness, now it's a garden.
and she says,
Um,
"Aren't you proud?"
yeah,
Asking if he's proud or not, and then he asks her if he put the
uh,
cactus roses there, or if she
yeah, he
did.
said, "Who put the cactus
Oh
roses on
yeah.
the coffin?" She said, "I did."
Hmm.
And it's like, damn,
Yeah.
yeah. And then yeah, smokes his pipe, and then the last shot is the train.
well, the guy says something. He's
Uh,
like, "Oh," because the train conductor is basically saying how fast they're gonna get back, and Jimmy Stewart's like, "Oh, well, thank you." And he's like, "Anything for the man who shot Liberty Valance."
Yeah.
yeah,
And then it just hangs on him not even smoking the pipe, just like him waiting, like with it lit, basically.
yeah, damn.
Also, do you
Yeah,
think
and then
Hallie's still in love with John Wayne?
Yeah.
yeah,
It kind of sounds
I
like
don't.
it because
Yeah, it seemed like because like I think even Jimmy Stewart kind of realizes that too when he
I think
asks
that's why he asked
about the
it.
cactus rose. Yeah,
And they even had this conversation of him saying he kind of wants to leave Washington and come back.
Yep. He's like, "I'm
damn.
thinking about
Yeah,
moving back here.
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Start opening up a law firm."
Do we ever know what state that becomes? By the way,
I don't think so.
I forgot where they are actually. I don't remember.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah, it
Arizona.
doesn't.
Thing I noticed from this scene though is do you remember the train conductor says, and he's proud about how fast they're going. Do you remember how fast he says they're going?
25 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like so. That's just another thing that makes you think about time too. Where like even technically that was the present day for like when the film was. It's like they thought 25 miles per hour was like super fast. You know, that was progress. It's like I
Yeah,
want to go back in time. I want to go back in time and show them like a Chinese, like a Japanese train or something, or a Chinese train.
they're gonna like
One of the
pass
bullet
out.
trains.
Go, yeah, exactly. It's like what the fuck, like, like,
It's like those memes where people are like, "What if you showed this to a pilgrim?" Or like,
yeah,
"What if you
yeah.
showed this to a Victorian child?"
It's because like people today in America, it's just like we don't appreciate trains at all. We have none. You know, people don't rely on them at all. But people
Yeah,
back then in America, they actually understood the value of a train. So it's like
yeah,
they were proud of going to 25 miles per hour. He's like, we're going to go 25 miles per hour, bust a boiler train. He's like really proud of it. Like, just like
damn, yeah. But yeah, that's the man who shot Liberty Valance and John Ford. I guess for now, he has other movies we need to do, like Donovan's Reef and some other ones. Uh, but yeah, um, before we get to the ranking, though, I have a couple questions that I just kind of want your like immediate like gut reaction answer to.
okay,
So I'd also maybe just have like the movies we did pulled up on
I do have them.
just okay.
I finished my tier
What is
list. So
your what is what do you think is the best looking movie out of the ones we did?
just looking.
Yeah. For me it's The Quiet Man for sure.
Damn.
It's tough. It's tough. I would probably still say The Searchers. I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, I'd probably. It's like a tier, you know, with the Searchers, my
Damn,
darling
bro.
Clementine, the Man Who Shot Liberty
Oh, it
Valance.
says
Right.
Searchers number 1. Let's
No, no,
go.
no. If I
And
had to pick one,
It's too hard.
I don't know. I can't pick a. I wouldn't pick a western though, because to me, what makes Ford great is like even his like kind of even smaller movies.
so
Wait,
like
does
The
it have to be
Quiet
the
Man.
ones we did? Because what about the Rising of the
I mean, you could
Moon?
I that's what I was thinking, but you
Jewelry
could
of the
also like
Caribbean is also up
mention
there,
okay.
but the Rising of the Moon is also up there. The Grapes of Wrath. I mean, How Green's My
Donovan's Reef
Valley.
could also be up there for me,
Yeah, I
but
mean, there's just too many to pick.
what is your favorite ending out of the ones we did?
Damn, that's kind
Interesting.
of
For me,
maybe Young Mr. Lincoln, honestly,
yeah, I was thinking that.
or The Sun Shines
I like The
Bright.
Yeah,
Sun Shines Bright. Yeah,
Yeah,
I also.
or The
I'd
Man Who
probably go
Shot at
with
Liberty
Young Mr.
Valance.
Lincoln.
Probably those.
I mean,
Yeah,
damn,
that
that was
too.
really good too. Obviously, that's might be recency bias. Then.
But also, we talked about
Yeah,
Clementine a
actually,
lot. The ending of Clementine was also great.
yeah.
You
For
know,
this answer, I'm going
rest
with
was
My Darling
great.
Clementine, Young Mr. Lincoln, The Quiet Man, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, Long Gray Line, Sunshine's Bright, Searchers, Fort Apache, How Green's My Valley, Wagon Master. That's like my answer for this question.
all of them, all of the above.
Yeah, it was a tough choice for me, but had to go with those ones. Um, but yeah, all right. Now we'll get to the ranking. I should go last because it's my series, but
I can go first then. Uh, my C plus tier, The Long Gray Line. My B tier,
C
Fort
plus.
Apache,
I told you it'd be
Wagon
in some shit
Master,
here.
The Quiet Man. A tier, My Darling Clementine and the Searchers. And then S tier is Young Mr. Lincoln, How Green is My Valley, The Sun Shines Bright, and The Man Who Shot Liberty Balance.
Damn. Okay.
Now,
Well,
Danny, I have to tell you, These are first watches, most of them for me. So
Yeah, he's bracing for impact over there.
my number 10 is How Green Was My Valley.
Oh no.
Damn! Oh
nine,
shit!
9 is The Quiet Man.
Oh, okay.
Is My Darling
What?
Clementine.
What?
7 is
Wait,
Fort
8, My
Apache.
Darling Clementine?
7 is Fort Apache. 6 is The Searchers. 5 is The Sun Shines Bright. 4 is The Long Gray Line. 3, Young Mr. Lincoln. 2, Wagon Master. And 1, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Okay, okay.
Damn.
All 4.5 and above for me though. I didn't give
Oh,
one.
see,
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean, like the way. See, look, this is why I believe in tiers over rankings. Because when you say number 10, all of a sudden it makes it sound way worse. But if you just say it's a four and a
Exactly.
half,
Yeah,
It's
sounds
not
like
bad. It's
he
not
hated How
bad.
Green Is
wait,
My
no. So
Valley.
what tier would you have all of these? Like, what tier would How Green Is My if you had to have a S, A, and B?
I mean, the S tier would be Man Who Shot at Liberty Valance and a Wagon Master, and then everything else would probably be an A tier because I liked all of them
Okay, okay.
almost
I
the
mean, yeah,
same.
that makes sense with the ratings. So, see, that's a way better. That's a way honest system of how someone feels than going 10-1. Where 10 automatically, like
Anyway,
Luke's reaction
so
was so negative right when he heard How Green Was My Valley was 10.
That's what he's here for.
my top 10 list. Number 10 is Wagon Master.
Ew.
These are all 5 stars by the way.
Damn, number
Number
10 though? I
9,
hate it.
number 9 is Fort Apache. Number 8 is How Green Was My Valley. Number 7 is The Searchers. Actually, no. Number 7 is Sunshine's Bright. Number 6 is The
No, no,
Searchers.
no.
Number 5 is The Long Gray Line. Number 4 is The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Yeah, that's
And then
low.
top 3 is literally like
That's low.
fucking. I actually makes me want to kill myself trying to order them.
So just don't do it then. Just put them in the S tier.
I still haven't decided these top 3. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of like hoping in the
No, never
moment I
mind.
was
You
gonna
have
like
to. You
figure it
have
out.
to.
All right.
I don't even know which ones you forgot.
How I'm feeling like right now in this very 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 moment.
The Quiet Man. Which ones have you not said else?
Number
Yeah,
3,
Lincoln.
I'll say. Number 3, I'll say My Darling Clementine. Number 2, The Quiet Man. Number 1, Young Mr. Lincoln.
Okay, good. As long as the Quiet Man's not number 1, I'm happy.
That was really painful.
Dude.
I almost put The Quiet Man number 1, fucking bitch.
No, Ford.
Like,
We know what Ford
damn.
said about Black and White.
Oh my god, here we go again.
Also,
I mean,
Henry
we did
Fonda
all have a black
supremacy.
and white.
Henry
We
Fonda
did
over
all have black and white all day.
John Wayne supremacy.
But Maureen O'Hara though.
You know what would have been interesting is if Henry Fonda played the villain in Liberty Valance instead of Lee Marvin, honestly. He's like
That
the
wouldn't.
anti-Lincoln.
The anti-Lincoln. This guy. Fucking what's the
Law.
Robert Downey?
No, I'm just
Evil
thinking
Lincoln.
the law. I'm
Evil
just thinking
Lincoln.
the law scene.
What's
The law
isn't
scene.
Robert Downey Jr. going to be the evil version of himself or something now in the new movie? That's how they're bringing him back. Mike wants that.
Oh no. Oh no. Coming soon to Floating Through Film. We're gonna be comparing.
I mean, that's kind of
Robert
a good
Downey
segue
Jr.'s.
to next week's episode. What we're doing.
Oh shit!
Villains.
It actually is. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing the villains draft. I almost forgot it. Yeah, we're doing a draft. We haven't done a draft in a while. I feel like because I feel like whenever we want to do a draft, we just do a list instead. But we're trying to commit to doing a draft, and we're doing movie villains,
Yes.
and however we interpret that.
Well, the other two people will be judges like usual. I feel like.
Yeah. What if I my 1-1 is Society?
From what movie?
Yeah.
My
depends on
number
the
2 is
film.
capitalism. All movies.
Not all
Every
movies don't
movie
have
ever
that.
made. And so you can't. After I pick that, the draft is done because since only one per movie can be
Or you
made.
could say every film you pick is a villain because all movies are villainous. made under a
Like some
capitalist system.
Godard like thinking. Yeah, I picked the whole art form. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So stay tuned for
Well,
that.
that's John Ford.
Yeah, that's John Ford. So yeah, next week hope to see you floating through the clouds.
What makes a man to wonder? What makes a man to roam? What makes a man leave bed and board and turn his back on home? Right away, right Some men they search for engines or humpback buffalo, and even when they found them, they move on lonesome slow. Right away, right away, right away. The snow is deep and oh so white. The winds they howl and moan. Fire cooks a man his buffalo meat, but his lonely heart won't warm. Right away, right away, right away. A man will search his heart and soul, go searching way out there. His peace of mind he knows he'll find, but where